And are we muted right now? No, we're muted now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are kicking things off live in Helsingborg, Sweden for the 2018 Air Whip Challenge. As always, I'll be your host, holding it down here in the commentator's booth. It's Frosty Fresh, all the way from Los Angeles, California. And I am joined today by world-famous parkour athlete, Benj Gabe of Store.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, first time in the commentator's booth for the live stream. Happy to be here. Happy to see all these unbelievable next level athletes throw down the course. I'm just pumped to see what they're going to throw.
Yeah, if yesterday's qualifier and youth comp are any sign of what we can plan on seeing today, it is going to be bonkers.
It's going to be next level. I'm absolutely pumped for this.
Yeah, if you don't know, if you didn't tune in yesterday, this is actually day 2 of the Air Whip Challenge. We were blessed enough to be seeing some of the most talented kids, I guess, in the history of this sport. Absolutely, without a doubt, taking things from where they've been over the last few years and just elevating it in ways I did not even think was possible.
Yeah, that youth competition yesterday blew my mind. Some of the moves that were being thrown down were the adult best tricks 2 years ago in the parkour competitions. We were talking about cast monkey gainer, foot lache full in back out, double sides onto hard floor. This stuff is real next level hard movement.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about the level where these kids were playing at, we saw a young athlete stomp out triple full for his first move, and he didn't even make it through to the finals. That's absolutely insane. A move like that 2 years ago would have won the contest for the pros, no doubt, easily. So I think right now we're just starting to get a taste of how much not only the sport has grown, but how much this competition has really brought together so many talented people, really without a doubt making this the biggest competition of 2018.
This is without a doubt the biggest parkour competition 2018. So if you're new onto the live stream and you haven't watched any of the previous Air Whips, definitely stay put, because things are about to get very, very fiery in here.
Yeah, so we've got a few minutes left until things kick off. As you can see, they are setting up the course right now, making sure everything is in tip-top shape. Big thanks to the Helsingborg Arena that has hosted this event for the last couple years, and to the whole city of Helsingborg. That's actually a sponsor here for this event every year. They have done an amazing job working with Air Whip. And, you know, Air Whip has come from a place where they really have built a solid community of people here around it, and a lot of what they've done really well is just inviting people into their home. And every year, more and more people keep coming back and encouraging others to show up. And you can see a little bit of that crowd out there. It is already packed, and there are still people trying to make their way in. I've heard it's going to be standing room only before they close the doors.
Oh, for real. Yeah, Air Whip are such a great grassroots parkour company. They've done so much for the sport here in Sweden, opening up facilities, bringing in the younger generations, and teaching them in a good, safe way. And they've really progressed this Swedish parkour scene, and you can see that with the younger generation. Yesterday, half of the people in the final were Swedish, and yeah, the scene right here in Helsingborg has never been better.
And I am very excited for the international polls that they have this year. We've got athletes coming from all over the world. In addition to the amazing Swedish talent here, we've got athletes from the UK, from Germany, from China, Russia, the US, Italy, Greece, and Finland, and most, surprisingly, we've got one of my favorite athletes out of the Ukraine, Alexander Tidorenko, a last-minute addition. You know, they weren't sure he was going to be able to. They were offering him a spot. You know, he's qualified automatically from winning the last Art of Motion. which was an amazing showing. For those of you guys who don't know hashtag blue shorts, you just look him up right now. Titarenko is difficult to spell, but I'll put it out for you. Titarenko. There's nobody else busting moves with that last name, so you don't have to worry about finding the wrong one.
I was lucky enough to be there in Santorini when he won last year's Art of Motion, and the level that he brings to the competition can only be described as a pure like throwdown mentality. He has that ability to throw something that nobody else is even going to fathom trying.
Yeah, I think it's his ability to look at the course and see his movements there is so powerful. I remember this massive running caster gainer he did over this huge gap. I mean, people were just barely jumping that gap, and he just smashed out that move and came out of nowhere. I feel like he literally entered the free running scene with that single move, and he just took it all the way to the finals of the Art of Motion, and now he's here for the semifinals of the men's event in Helsingborg, and I cannot wait. And just so you guys know what our schedule is looking like today, if you haven't been to the Air Wipp Challenge page, which I definitely recommend, we're going to be seeing all of our top finalists from the on-site qualifiers and last year's finalists making their way through a killer course, literally the most massive course in the history of this event, for the semifinals round. And once that's complete, our finalists from the women's event yesterday are going to be coming through with the top 6 athletes compete in their own finals, all the way building up to the men's pro finals.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to see what these athletes have been preparing. They've had all day on the course, looking around, finding their lines. Most of them planning 2 lines because, you know, anything can happen in these parkour competitions.
Yeah,
it all depends on those landings. You can have the absolute best line and have it so down, but if you make one mistake, that can really cost you.
Well, I was actually just talking to last year's winner, Dimitrios DK Kirsanidis of Greece, and he was telling me about sort of his strategy for some of these movements. He's really having to plan, hey, if I find myself in this position and all these other people have landed tricks that he feels like are better than what he has, he's going to take it up. He's got his level 2 run plan.
Oh, wow.
And then if he thinks like people do things that he didn't think were possible, then he's got his level 3 run plan. It's a whole different ball game. Things are elevating every single day here. I think after watching the kids comp yesterday, some of the adult pros are thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna have to step this up. I thought I could play it a little bit easier, but
definitely after seeing the kids yesterday, are gonna have to go home, re-strategize some hard moves for next year, because they'll know that those young 15-year-old kids will be qualifying for in the main competition, throwing those next level hard moves up against them. Yeah. I'm also very much looking forward to seeing Joel Eggerman's line. He was also an on-site qualifier, very experienced parkour and free running athlete. He's been around the scene for so long. He has a very parkour orientated style, but he definitely delivers something that unique to the course that I don't think we'll see from many other people.
Yeah, it's cool. You know, you could look at someone like Joel and then compare him to, like, for instance, Kyria or
DK.
DK, yeah, people who have just a totally different style. They actually literally could be standing in one spot and bust 10 different unique moves in that area. Joel, I think, really shines when he just opens up on these massive courses and just can make his way back and forth across it using like the course design to his advantage, and really the size of himself. He stands about 6 to 8 inches taller than pretty much every other athlete out there in the finals.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Valtteri is going to throw. You know why? He has those off-axis rotations that nobody else seems to have on lock like he does. So I think he's been planning some stuff with Jason earlier, and I think he did the bare minimum to get through the qualifiers, and he was saving up for today. So I think we're in store for something special from him as well. Hopefully.
Yeah, no doubt he's getting some really great advice from some veteran athletes like Jason, who's been definitely coaching him through how to put together a smart, safe, and calculated run. He's a very intelligent athlete, and he knows what he needs to get through. And he did tell me he was looking to put down a little bit more in the qualifiers, but he's been training a lot. They just shot a video with their new collection, so he's been trying to save up his legs for the competition. He is a very interesting competitive athlete. Has a very unique style that definitely plays well in videos, but he's always managed to find a way to get himself into the finals or into the next round of any competition he's in.
He seems so natural at turning over his head and flipping and just staying on his feet, and And that's what you need to do well in a parkour competition, I suppose. And that's why he's done so well in previous years. He can always just find a way to make it through to the finals or make it into the next round.
We do have a couple new faces coming through. Oh, and it looks like they're about to be announcing some of the intros right now. Guys, get excited. This is it.
Here we go.
Let me introduce you, the guy, the myth, the legend, the host of tonight, all the way from the United States of America, Jesper.
What's up? Yeah. Oh, this is going to be fun, but I couldn't do it without the man behind the madness, Sweden's own, Philip Junberg!
Thank you so much, Jesse. What an amazing day and what an amazing night it's gonna be. But, you know, this is kind of Swedish thing, so I will take this in Swedish.
Okay.
Hejsan och hjärtligt välkomna ska ni vara till årets Wipp Challenge 2018! Innan vi kör igång så är det väldigt viktigt att vi testar tekniken. Och det är så att högtalare ska fånga in ert vrål. Så att vi ska börja med en liten golfapplåd så att det funkar. Så följ bara efter mig. Ja, men är jag OK där? Vi kör lite bättre, tar i lite hårdare så vi klappar lite hårdare. Ja, OK på det också, OK på det. Nu är det så här att nu är vi här i Helsingborg på The Wipp Challenge 2018 och vi har hög volym. Så jag vill att ni tar i allt vad ni kan, ni fyller lungor med luft. Jag räknar till 3, så skriker vi allt vi kan. 1, 2, 3!
Yeah!
All right. Jag tror Helsingborg fungerar. Fantastiskt. Lite teknikaliteter, inte så roliga saker, men väldigt nödvändiga. Ifall det brinner så går vi inte parkour, utan vi går, då finns det nödutgångar ditåt, ditåt, ditåt. Och ni som sitter på läktarna finns det nödutgångar längs hela läktarna. Ganska enkelt. Och ser jag någon som parkourar uppe på taket, det skiter jag i. Lite om tider. Vi kommer snart köra igång redan första atleten. 19.15 kommer vi ha paus. Efter det så kommer nästa grupp gå på och det kommer Jesper snart ta om. Och 21.00 kommer det vara avslut. Och för er som vill träffa alla dessa fantastiska atleter så kommer det finnas tid för detta längre där ute. So, Jesse, how does this competition works for all of those new people who has never seen this kind of competition before?
Well, tonight is going to be amazing. We have athletes from all over the globe here. We have 18 male athletes that have made it through the qualifier to the main event, and we will be seeing the finals tonight for the first time here at the main event with 6 females, okay?
Woo!
Each one of those athletes will have a maximum of 60 seconds to make their way down this incredible course with the best run that they can put together. Now, they will be judged on 4 categories: flow, execution, difficulty, and creativity. Now, we have 4 judges here that I'd like to quickly introduce, so make some noise for the co-owner of Wipp, Marcus Zerking Gustafsson. Our Red Bull Art of Motion representative, Nico Volcek. All the way from California, from Tempest Freerunning, Gabriel Nunez. And you guys saw him up here last year, Team Farang's Anan Anwar. All right, so Philip, how is all of this possible?
Well, I will take this in Swedish as well. Detta är ju jättelätt att göra en sån här internationell tävling. Det är ju bara att snickra och så ta hit lite rör, så är allting klart. Nej, det fungerar ju inte riktigt så. Man behöver ju rätt så mycket backup. Så jag skulle gärna vilja bara säga ett stort tack till de partners som är med och gör detta möjligt. Bland annat Helsingborgs stad. Vi har Sydställningar, Storbildsbolaget, The Vault Hotel som de precis gjort om. Tempest Freerunning för United States of America. Vi har Military Works som har varit sjukvårdare under den här veckan. Vi har Freemover, Swedish Profile Weld, alla kläder vi har på oss. Vi har Brooklands bilar som jag har kört runt med. Jag fick inte köra den bilen som står där ute. Holger Nils Bygg och Inredning, det är de som hjälpt till och snickra allt det här. Och en annan partner som har varit med oss från starten som jag tycker är värd att nämna, bland annat Ljungbergs Tryckeri. Woo! Woo! Och där uppe har vi då alltså livesändning just nu och det är Wallen Media som ger oss den möjligheten. Så det tackar vi så mycket för. Men något som är otroligt viktigt att alltså bara från hjärtat säga det här vore inte möjlighet om inte vi hade haft alla dessa fantastiska volontärer. De har tagit ledigt från sin arbetsvecka för att vara här och hjälpa till. Så jag vill ge en stor varm applåd till dem. And a big thank you to the parkour community for spreading the word, spreading the message and sending the love from everywhere. So, already, Jesse, we're ready with the first athlete.
Getting right into it. Are you ready to do this? One more time. Let's go!
All right, and there you have it from our host, Jesse LaFleur, and the man behind Wipp, Philip Lundberg. We are
all right, coming to the stage from the
right
UK.
now.
He's an incredible photographer, people. Jordan Leah!
Jordan, all the way from Newcastle, training, currently moved to Oslo, where he's training in the gym there. Very nice landings, flip pre's on lock, super clean style. Very much looking forward to this.
Yeah, but also not a super seasoned competitor, and he is in one of the hardest spots to be in any competition. He is kicking things off, so he doesn't know how hard everybody else has gone. He doesn't know if anyone else has made it, and he slip-ups. It basically just puts a ton of pressure on him. So let's see how he handles it.
This is his first competition.
Jordan, are you ready?
All right, yeah.
This is his
Talk
first
about
competition.
that is the least amount of experience physically possible.
Come on, Jordan. Killer t-shirt as well. Look at that. Let's go, mate.
You can see he did the classic chalk up the pants move. He doesn't have to stop then.
Big running gap
Yeah.
punch front, starting it off with
Nice aggressive start. Nice
that
landing
nice double
on that.
full.
climbing right up onto that bar into a lash
Oh,
shake
pop,
Ah,
waist
very
back
clean.
straight away, clean landing. Classic landings from Jordan. Fly away full. Get in a bit of space for a bigger move.
Nice.
Precision to the rail, pre, down.
Oh, doesn't quite able to take it out in his qualifying run. He actually hit that into another side off the box. But very, very technical.
Double gainer. And X's out on a perfect landing on a double dismount gainer. Be happy, Jordan. That was a very, very clean run. I don't think it went exactly how we planned, but you know what? He slipped up and turned it into something else. So
yeah, it almost made it feel like it was part of the plan. He might have had something planned to go down onto the floor, but I think it's actually a smart move to not take anything down to that lowest floor level if you can't, because not only do you have crazy lights going on down there, there's also some rubber mats which can slip up a little bit.
Here's the landing of that 7.
Very nice.
Very
yeah, his
clean.
Twists are very clean.
I love this pop, that moment of weightlessness, and he comes down. Such a nice landing there.
Zero hesitation.
Zero hesitation.
You definitely couldn't tell this is his first competition.
And I think he wanted, this is the part he wanted, after this landing, the flip pre here, he wanted to flip again out, but just undershot.
But hey, look, he doesn't, he doesn't stutter, he doesn't get too shook by it, goes right up there, and then just, of course, stomps the landing on this double flyaway.
It's a really relaxed double flyaway. That landing, no hands, X is out straight away.
Yeah.
Nicely done,
a smart
bro.
move from a new competitor. I think he's going to score really well.
That was proper litty.
All right, guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. We are definitely reading what you got going on down there. Charlie Havel already taking on the role of moderating our commentary here.
Make yourself known in the comments, everyone. We want to hear your opinions. Every opinion counts right now. Jesper, he has been involved with Air Wipp since the beginning. He has such a relaxed, calm, flip pre-style, very focused athlete. He won't deliver much speed into the course, but he'll definitely make up for it in dirty, dirty flip pre.
Yeah, he's got really, really strong technique. I think he came up underneath Marcus and athletes like that who are constantly competing, so he has a very good comfort level in the competition area. He's one of the first athletes I ever saw hit front flip to cat in competition, and in his qualifying run, he smashed out an amazing flyaway precision to that box. We just saw Jordan try to stick his side flip pre to.
What's he got lined up? He's ready.
Spin it.
This is the first year Jesper's actually cut his signature ponytail, so we'll see if that gives him a little bit more aerodynamic movement with this new hairstyle he's acquired in the last year.
He's looking good. He's looking fresh. Nice
precision.
Flip down to the box there.
Yeah, you might not be able to see it. That's a really tiny box, and he's done back onto it. That's 2 flip precisions in a row.
Making some space back onto the bars now.
Oh, flyaway precision. We said he was going to be doing a lot of flip pre's, 3 already.
That landing was such a small area, and he X's out. Three very gnarly flip pre's. Probably the highlight being that dismount gainer pre to the side box. That is such
you get a good angle on it right there. Yeah, it's a good distance, and not only is it small, you're right next to that wall.
Exactly right.
So look at Webster down, not able to go out at all, and then doesn't even spot that backflip, which is so sketchy. And I hope the judges spot that, because it actually makes it a lot higher level of difficulty.
Here's the dismount gainer. That is a long way. Very nice landing. Straight away, clean exit out as well into a precision flip out. He should be really proud of that,
Yeah.
That was a very sick score.
So none of the actual flips themselves, very high level of difficulty, no twists or anything like that, but he's able to put them in a really unique place, and he's definitely going to get some creativity points for that, as well as a higher level of difficulty.
100%. Luca Befort came through the on-site qualifiers with a really dirty dismount gainer pre, potentially more dirty than the ones we just saw Jesper throw down. So
yeah, because he landed it on that high rail. It wasn't even onto one of the boxes. He was landing it on one of the vertical rails, 10 feet up off the ground. It's so sketchy, because if you even overshoot or miss by a fraction of an inch, you're falling way down, you're super over-rotated, and there's really nothing to save you there.
There's no way out of that if you don't get your feet to the rails, and we all know getting your feet to a rail is not the easiest thing in the world.
I do think we can probably expect to see some more bars from him, because it looks like he's setting up on that left side of the course again. A lot of this left side, I think, is going to be the more bar-heavy tricks, obviously, because they've staged it over there, and that right side, more of the that sort of teardrop flip combos coming down.
Taking a moment to chill himself out. Focus yourself.
Wait for that beat to drop.
Let's go.
All right, let's give him some energy on this one.
Come on, Luca.
Whoa! Massive diving front catch.
Into a kick side. Here we go. He's going to
Looks like
repeat
he
the
said-
same movement. Here we go.
Swinging on
Come
the
on.
bar.
Oh, executed perfectly again.
Yeah, I think even better than in his qualifier. Oh, I love the off-axis flyaway like that.
Continuing to
Loser
move up
frisbee,
the
let's
course.
call it. Back into the other side of the course, flowing around.
Little
Loving the creativity,
inward posture roll down.
connectivity, continue moving.
Nice pace to his run so
Love it,
far.
keep it up.
Flowing around it,
Oh, and then
keeping it going. Pimp flip to end. Is he Xing out?
Yeah,
Wow,
these are call
Luca.
it.
Oh my God, the standard
I
already
cannot
is so
believe
messed up.
So good.
Luca.
And I love that, you know, like he had some transitions that weren't very high level, but he kept moving. You know, there was no jogging around. Even when he's just swinging a little bit on the bar or doing the little splits fall, it's a way to keep things going, keep that combo happening. So it's not just running between his high level moves. It's all one continuous run.
This is
Look at
really
that catch.
neat.
So much power in that, and then just turns it right into that kick side. And then this, of course, I don't think anyone's gonna take any points away for that extra swing, just because that's such a high level of difficulty. And I love how he turns it right away into that combo.
Calling it a loser frisbee, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice bit of flow here, mixing it up. It's definitely important to do that. If you're throwing too many flips, you can get into a monotonous tone, but he's chosen to flow around and maybe pick up some of the flow marks instead of running over to another space and throwing another flip. So good choice of run there, and a hug with Jesse at the end. He is happy with that. Big up Luca.
Yeah, and like you were saying, this level kicking it straight off the bat with so many bangers back to back to back. And, you know, these aren't even the athletes we were saying we were looking for, like, the highest level of difficulty from. But amazing nonetheless, and I think definitely something you can be very, very proud of.
We've got over 1,000 viewers on this live stream right now. Big up everyone who's watching. Make yourself known in the comments. Share the live stream. Make sure you know all your friends know about it, because right now this is the highest level of parkour competition going down in the world.
All right, the Yu is up from China. He's our only Chinese athlete, but absolutely amazing. Known for some of the biggest dive rolls in the game. He brought a lot of unique skills. I think kind of switching things up with everybody. Nobody really knew what to expect. I really love some of his creative transitions. You can see there's that staircase up on the right side. He actually did round off back tuck out of a combo up onto that ledge and used that to pop him down into a roll. It's just interesting sort of switches on his momentum that he's using that I think are really surprising to the judges and the audience, that really ups that sort of creativity factor, because they're not anticipating anything.
Yeah, it was different movement and also really well connected. So I think that's what got him through the qualifiers. Super powerful, springy legs. I'm ready to be surprised. We've got all our cameramen on the course, making sure they're out of his way. Spin the track, DJ.
Oh, I've been loving this song, DJ Shadow. Nice. Laid back full coming down.
Steezy start to this line, bringing in that uniqueness that we're not going to find anywhere else other than. Oh,
Nice.
Sukahara! Bit of a deep landing there, but continues out straight onto the bar. Shin side flip,
Single leg shin front off that. Nice palm spin down.
back full, and
Yeah.
exits out. Wow, popping a Sukahara in there. I don't think the landing was as clean as what he would hope, but very, very nice, unique run.
Yeah, very interesting choice. You know, he didn't hit as much of the course as he went over last time, but he had a ton of really interesting footwork here in this first section. You know, you can see that sort of stalled out right at the end for that late full, and then comes up into this little sort of like quarter pipe section in the corner there. Set himself up for that souk, and then just takes
deep.
it a little bit to the
It's
knees
real
there.
deep. He tried layout. Maybe he should have tucked it. I'm not sure. He maybe could have landed it in practice.
But that shin slide off the bar was a nice way to finish things off, and then the little palm spin right into the cart full to end things.
He's got so much style. Look at him in that course. Look how calm he looks. Arms down, he just relaxed, ripped jeans. What a cool dude. Show some love for you in the comments. Yo, leggy man. I was on the course with him during his preparation, and he was prepping, a 360 rail precision that I was finding it hard just to precision. He's got so much power in that big physique of his. What you'll see might not look big, but trust me, it is.
Yeah. Eggman, known as the tallest man in parkour, we were talking about it before, brings that amazing parkour style, you know, using his size to his advantage. And on a course like this, which I talked to some of the builders, is literally the tallest course in the history of the Aero Whip Challenge. They built it up to the highest level they ever have. It works, you know, to Joel's advantage, because he's one of the few athletes that can actually make his way up and down some of these things where a lot of the other athletes would be wasting too much energy. He's super strong. He's actually a builder himself. He's just recently finished hand building a park in Switzerland, which is pretty amazing. Such
a experienced OG parkour athlete. Here comes the 360 side. I think he's prepping it. Come on, mate.
Yeah, got the audience clapping for him.
Yes,
nice.
And he does it. Straight
right
to dismount gainer. Yes, Joel.
And it's smart.
Nice.
It actually allows him to pounce back off it.
Rolling down. Unique Joel flowy style.
See the little footwork he uses on those back ledges.
Oh, pistol.
Like inward pistol, tunnel side.
Moving his way to lower level of the course. Enjoying himself.
Oh, massive back handspring down that drop.
That was massive.
Again, using his size to his advantage and obviously having a great time. And then, amazingly, I saw a couple of people working on that dive roll as one of the biggest dives they could barely do. We saw somebody in the qualifiers not even able to fully make that distance, and Joel does it basically casually jogging off into the unknown.
Look at this 360 bar precision is next level, everyone. Please appreciate this.
It looks so tiny and so easy, but it's such a technical move, you know, because he's blind on the first half of it, and he's just got to turn it around, and then he plays it smart, doing that pounce right into that flyaway allows him to really not have to worry about sticking it. He can just keep going.
Connects it so well into this unique Joel flow that no one else can really invent. Look at this 180 back, not a 180, and then tic-tac.
Yeah, a lot of fake outs.
Interesting.
I love how he uses his size as a way to sort of build flow out of anything. You know, he can really stretch things out, and as he's absorbing, he's got so much more time to absorb that he can really kind of prep himself for what he wants to do.
You wouldn't think that from such a tall athlete, that he can move so intricately and so precisely, but it just shows his experience and the way he's trained.
And I just love what it says about our sport, that you know, really any kind of body type can find their own way of moving. You know, there's no right size and shape for a free running athlete. Charles Luong.
He's known for packing in a lot of flips and a lot of clean landings, and this is what you need, ladies and gentlemen, for being successful in competitions. High level of high difficulty flips and clean landings. So expect something big from Charles. I've
been watching a lot of his training. He's one of those athletes who's got triples. He can put them in really unique places, but I also know that I've seen him not be able to stick it a lot of times, and that can be really hard to want to put down a move in competition that you don't know that you got on lock. But he's got some interesting placements for him. I've seen him do touchdown, triple A twist vault, which is sick, but I've also seen him stomp out triple A's. And I think it's just a question of whether or not he's going to try to go for that, if he feels like he's got enough to get him through into the finals with some of his easier moves he has on lock. But, you know, easy for any of these athletes here is next level for anybody else in the world.
Starting it off with a bit of Charles flow.
Yeah, and adding in that little layout to his palm flip.
This is really nice, well-connected movement so far.
Nice!
Back 7 onto the floor, happy with that landing.
Pop out of that A-twist right into it makes it so much more difficult, but so much more stylish.
So many flips. That landing perfect again.
Yeah, and adding in those layouts is going to up his level of difficulty.
Double cork, continuing on to the course. and 5. Look at those landings.
Just
Crisp.
so many twists, so nice. And you know what? I love that he didn't go for his highest level twist. Instead, he went into twists that he could put into good, interesting placements. And his flow was a lot better than we saw previously. I really, really love those combos.
Yeah, he connected all of his moves so well. Look at this start of the run, flowing down here. Every step has a purpose. Every direction change has a new way and a new flip out of it. Straight away into the cat pass the lower level.
Look at that. A-twist right into pop, double
7.
full.
Wow.
And look, he's stoked too. You see a little
clapping his
bit,
hands.
letting him clap for himself a little bit. His own little pat on the back.
Look, front flipping even to make the space over to the bars. This is experience competing right here.
And I love how he's adding in those air forms, putting in the layouts. It's just, it doesn't add, a full point of difficulty to anything, but it adds those little pieces. And it's a smart move if you want to be a competitor making your way into the finals. It just means everything is going to have like those extra little half points here and there.
Super clean run from Charles.
And you could tell he knows it was good.
Exactly what I was expecting from that young Swissman.
I love anytime you can see an athlete kick off the run with a smile on their face and end with it too. It just means they got everything they wanted in there.
Kyria, 2000 and a previous winner from the Air Whip Challenge. Always does well in competitions. Very, very much known for his ambidextrous rotations. A lot of the movements he'll be throwing, I don't think me and Frosty will be able to call. So,
well, I think it's really interesting. He's one of the stronger physical athletes here. So a lot of the moves that some of the younger, lighter athletes need a lot of run up or a step up for, he can do standing. So it allows him to really put himself into some interesting places. And I know he's been spending a lot more time working on his social media game. So he's been trying to find interesting placements. He did one of the most technically difficult standing precision backflips I've ever seen on a post so big that his 2 feet couldn't even fit on it. And to be able to stomp that there shows not only his level of confidence, but his technical precision.
Okay, let's see what he's got planned for us today. Slightly different on his Instagram recently, turned to comedy instead of training, but let's see if he can throw down some hard parkour right now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing at least one double for him. You can usually count on that because he's got them so easy. But it is such a high level of difficulty move, and there's a lot of room for error. So we'll see what he brings.
Straight
and
double
what do you
side.
know? Double side.
Oh, no. Oh,
wow.
no, he's broke. Oh, no, he's hurt himself there.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to call it.
No, that's not. That was nasty.
That is just so unheard of for Kira. Like we were saying, one of the strongest athletes. Looks like he just stomped that dub side a little bit too hard, maybe.
Maybe a bit too much tension off the bat, a bit too much power put into that. He's got them down.
I know he's had some knee issues in the past, so I don't think it was just from this landing. It was probably an older injury. But wow. Just straight away. Yeah, and he's one of our favorites to make it through into the finals for sure. We've got medics already up on the stage, though. Luckily, it's a very well-run event, so we've got medics already up there making sure he's okay.
Please show your appreciation for every athlete today. They're throwing down some hard risk-y movements, and, these things sometimes do happen. So it's understandable that, when you're pushing yourself as you need to compete in this sport, that sometimes mistakes happen.
Yeah, you see our medics actually having to exhibit a little parkour themselves, getting up onto the course. But
it looks like he's got a problem with his knee. The knee on the landing must have popped in or out or something, or he's a little ligament damage there or something.
But really tough athlete. He seems like he knew exactly what was going on right away, and he's just smart not to try and keep going.
Yeah.
And the judges and the Air Whip team all had a conversation with all of the athletes, the kids and the women and everybody, just to make sure they understand. Of course, this competition is really huge, but it's also just a competition. Nobody is here to get hurt. Nobody has anything to prove here. So they all know if they do get injured, it's not worth it to try and push through, because honestly, the level of competition here is so high. If you make a slip up like that, there's no way you're making it through anyway. So you might as well just sit it out, save yourself up, because you know what? There's always next year.
There's always next year, and I'm sure there will be a next year for Kyria. And let's just hope he's okay, because injuries are the exact last thing you want as a parkour athlete. You need your body.
Yeah, and you know, for all you guys watching at home who maybe don't know Kira so well, he is super strong. I mean, if anybody is capable of absorbing these impacts, he's definitely an athlete in tip-top physical shape. But it does take its toll.
It does, yeah.
It's inevitable. You know, we're putting our bodies through more work than the average human being, and you never know. Just a fraction of an inch off one way or the other, or a little surprise in the landing, and it can take you out. But it looks like they're helping him down.
It's definitely a knee problem there. And when you're doing double rotations onto hard surface, if you go a tiny fraction over rotating, these things can happen. So
yeah, especially with those previous injuries, it's you know, it's always up in the air. But you know, we've got really talented guys. They are professionals. You know, they know what they're doing. They know what they're on the line, because his body, that is his paycheck. You know, so this competition, obviously, there's great prizes for it, but he's making his money every day using his body. So he's got to take care of himself, and you know, a lot of love to him, and I'm sure he's going to be getting a lot of support from all you guys at home. So send him some love on his social. But we got the American Ethan Guzman coming up next. He's going to be our first U.S. athlete. He's a really, really unique guy. You know, we saw him recently at one of the NAPC regional qualifiers. Very, very creative, especially on the bars. He's able to put together some really funky transitions, and most of all, one of the things I really love to see is when people can set themselves up in a way where you have no idea what's about to happen, or where you think you know what's about to happen, and then they just totally blow that assumption out of the water.
Completely. He's known for his packed out lines from a lot of variety in his flips.
Clearly representing swift movement.
All the way from USA. USA represent. He's ready. Looks hyped.
Smart move if you want to get the crowd on your side. Definitely something they can all clap to. Little Queen right here to kick things off.
He wants to get pumped. Starting with that front precision straight away into a pot
what
waist
a great
back.
setup.
Oh, nice pimp. Turning into that. A lot of back movements into that black
step
pull.
up into that wrap pull.
Straight dub cork, nice
landing.
landing.
Very nice double cork.
Slight hesitation on the landing, but making his way back up into a 360 dive roll onto the bars now.
Gap. Oh, I love that transition. There's some of those moves we were talking about right there.
2 foot backflip out. And he's done. Nice clean run from Ethan.
Great run from Ethan, yeah. Really, really clean. I mean, he only had that one moment right before his double cork where he stopped to set himself, which, you know, I know it definitely takes down your flow score and a little bit of your difficulty, but I think a lot of these athletes have recognized that landing on the floor is the most difficult one, so they're really trying to make sure they prep to stomp it out.
What I really enjoyed is that he didn't use a lot of the same moves. Every flip he did was a slight different variation from the last.
And even smart little technical hand grabs and doing that cast back in a little bit harder way. You know, he's upped his level of difficulty here. Instead of going 2 feet, he's going from the step up wrap full position, and then I almost think he didn't need that setup, but I think he may have had some trouble with it during warm-ups or practice, and so he just wanted to make sure he stomped it out. Little extra step there, but perfect 360 dive roll over the little gap, and it set him up right here for this really awesome bar transition, which I love.
Yeah, maybe with those extra couple of steps, he might lose a few flow points, but for the execution on moves like these, he's definitely going to pick up extra. Finishing with the wall 360, you can see he's happy to finally stomp that and come through clean.
Yeah,
well done, mate.
And it's a smart competitive move, knowing something you can end on that shows all the things the judges want. In those last 3 moves, he showed bars, he showed wall trick, you know, he showed a twist. He's able to connect it. There was no stutters. It was all great flow. So I think it's a really, really smart way to end his run.
A real smart way. Local favorite, Kevin Franzen, come through. He's been growing up here in Sweden with the Air Wipp academies. He's come through the youth program, local beast.
Yeah.
I remember coming to Sweden 5 years ago and him being a little kid throwing down, and he just every year he keeps progressing, keeps keeps trying new and harder movements. And
yeah, 17 years old. 2 years ago, he dominated in the youth competition. He really set the bar, and then last year was his first time competing at the pro level, and he smashed it, coming in 4th place, and because Joey Adrian was not able to make it our 2nd place finisher, it actually bumped him into the pre-qualified position, so he didn't have to set up, so he's been saving a lot of his new tricks, but he's got a ton of high-level moves. Roll bomb on lock, Randy on lock. You know, he's definitely going to be combining some interesting skills, and like we said, he's got the home court advantage. Stole it right out of your mouth.
Yeah. I stole it out of yours, more like. Come on, Kevin. He looks very much focused, running over the line in his head one more time before starting. He looks experienced, man.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about these young kids, especially in Sweden, having access to these early competitions. He's totally comfortable. Wow!
540 front, connected straight away. I'm loving this
over
flow.
the gap, at the angle, so good.
Such an aggressive, flowy start.
Look at that. Look at that. Off
onto the bar.
Pull, and then
very good on the bar.
See what he hits here.
Fly away 7, straight away roll out.
Oh,
this
so
is
nice.
beautiful
Those
so
spins
far.
so clean.
Tap 360 into a pops round offside, and he's done.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
I really did enjoy that line. Flipping hell. The way that he connected each level of his line together. He's super pumped.
And we see a lot of these younger kids, they're lighter on their feet. Twisting is a definitely strong suit for a lot of them. But what I see a lot of them lacking is the ability to connect those twists, because they're just giving everything they got. But because he's got those triples and those Randys on lock, he's able to actually decide how much he wants to spin, taking something into a step out instead of doing the full twist, and it's allowing him to connect in really smart ways. He can really end himself facing whichever direction he wants.
People calling it the best run in the comp so far, and
I'd have to agree. Look at this setup again.
Randy.
Bam! And then turns it right into that vault.
Just rolling out and popping a 360 straight into that cart 7. And just no hesitation with his landings, straight away with the direction change.
I mean, he's able to add a 360 to basically every single move he does here.
He twists so naturally, and this flyaway 7, he's done that so many times and perfectly connected in and out, adding a bit of flow creativity. And it's just such a nice run on the eyes. It looked like it was a complete.
Yeah. Yep, they're saying it's one of the best ones of the night, and I would have to agree. Absolutely smashing it. A ton of confidence and steez on the course from Kevin Franson. All right, we're going to have another Swede coming up here, another local qualifier, Anton Elm. He had some really, really amazing bar moves. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to be throwing down there. Elbow castaway. Super rough, especially up the bar. And Lachey into this pistol full move that is just so sketchy and so technical. And a lot of people telling me it's one of his favorite moves. And when somebody tells you a move that sketchy is someone's favorite move, you know their level has to be so high.
Without a doubt. I'm expecting a lot of bar work from him today. He's so strong on the bars. It's where he feels the most comfortable.
But I think it's really interesting because we know he's heavy on the bars, but he's starting over on the right side of the course, which is more of our combo flip pre-section of the course with the bars all over on the left side. But he's on the waterfall section right now, but I'm thinking maybe we're going to see him connect something into some bar moves over on that left side.
I would expect so, yeah. Okay, so making sure his shoes are nice and tacky before he starts in the sitting pistol position. Push out 7.
That was,
Nice.
Taking that nice full out and then up onto the bars. No surprise there. Nice. Yep, Lachey into that pistol full off the bar.
Wow, one leg landing on that. That is very nice.
Let's see if he does into the elbow castaway here again. Nope, he goes kumquat full. Nice, that's seated full twist and then back onto the bars.
Oh, that 180 is big. Straight into the worm. Nice landing and Xing out. Wow, again, a very nice, thought out, put together run. No hesitation, connecting it all well. These Swedish athletes look like they're so prepared and they've got their line so well thought out that there's no hesitation.
Yeah, a lot of smart play in terms of putting themselves where they need to be to play to their strong suits. So that first waterfall section he hits really nice. So he's going to pick up a lot of that good flow.
This has been the highlight move for me. Lachey, one leg there, straight into a landing on the full. Had to spin it out on the landing because that is a high drop from that, but onto the higher level here.
Yeah, and the first part of his run, almost the same as his qualifiers, but adding in something like that kumquat full off the bar for a little bit of extra surprise, and then coming back to basically what I'd consider his home on this course, on those big old red bars.
Didn't even have to pull in the tuck for that. That worm pack just steezed it out.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he's very, very comfortable there on those bars and very happy with his run.
Let us know what you think of the runs in the comments, guys. We're reading every single one. Every comment is appreciated. Air Wipp Challenge 2018. Make it known.
Yeah, I'm actually only reading comments from people that follow @FrostyFresh on Instagram. So if you guys want to do that, Frosty spelled with an I, F-R-O-S-T-I, and you can find me on there. I'll be the best-looking free runner you've ever seen. It'll be hard to miss.
Star Army, make yourself known in the comments. Let's spread the love for the Air Wipp Challenge, yeah? Let's go, let's go.
Looks like we've got, yes, our highest qualifier of yesterday's qualifying event, the Italian Fausto Vicari. Absolutely came out of nowhere. Pretty much everybody, judges included, had no idea who this guy was leading up into the event. And he just smashed every single one of his moves back to back to back, just high level, clean, put together really well. I have heard that is one of the best runs he's ever put together, be it in a video or in live competition. So we'll see if he can bring that that skill set again today.
I'm expecting a high volume of movements from the qualifier. He threw down for such a long period of time, such a good level of endurance with high level moves. So
massive Webster over that gap at the front, straight into a twist, just showing not only that power but that control to be able to put a lot of speed into these moves. Let's see what he sets up over here on the left side of the course. Looking for a big jump. Nice. Double gainer.
Oh, no. Bit of a problem on the landing.
Not able to make the distance or the rotation quite there.
Oh, straight into it. Oh.
3 Websters in a row straight into that round off back.
Oh, and I don't think he's landed that double side. And piecing out of the course.
Yeah.
That first double gainer was...
Yeah.
Wow. That had me shocked.
Two rough landings for him on both of his doubles, which obviously are gonna kill his score there.
That just had me shocked. I was temporarily mind frozen from that double gainer. Here's the landing. Not good.
Yeah, just opened up a little early. Actually, looks like he could have made the rotation if he just kept it a little bit longer.
True.
But a lot of times these new athletes who aren't as experienced in competition, they just got so much energy going into this. You could see even on like some of the stuff like his little dash down, he just didn't anticipate the distance as well as he would have liked, and you can see the disappointment on his face. But you know, he's a brand new athlete, absolutely crushed the qualifiers. Everybody's going to be remembering some of the sick stuff he threw down. I don't think he has anything to feel bad about.
Oh, here we go. DK, reigning Air Wipp champion.
Without a doubt, one of our favorites to come through, not only the podium, but to come through with another win. He's here defending his title. DK is a multi-time Red Bull Art of Motion champion and last year's winner of the Air Wipp Challenge. We have a lot of high expectations for him. He's got some serious runs planned for these runs coming up here. He showed me a couple clips of things he was working on in practice. I think that he has so many different things that he could pull here. His bag of tricks is so huge, and they're all unique to him. There's always like a little hand or foot placement or tweak on it that he does to make it his own. I'm really looking forward to what he decides to pull here after seeing some of those insane runs that have already gone before him.
You're so right. He's such an experienced and complete athlete. He knows exactly what he needs to do to qualify. Let's see if he can put it all together and stomp those landings. He's more than ready. He's been here tons of times before.
All right. DK getting in his zone.
DK.
Always the best moment.
DK.
Getting everybody hyped.
Boom, boom, ba-dum.
Oh, look at that inward gainer. It's like an Arabian into a gainer set. Let's see what he sets up here.
Oh,
Ooh!
no.
He tries to go for that inward 540 and just doesn't stick the landing. But nice pin flip there, setting up.
Wow.
Ooh, B-twist shuriken. And a little low on that. Taking his time for that double fly. Very nice. Wall flare. And then air flare on the ground. A little that B-boy style. Nice, like how he's using some of those transitions.
Straight to Rudy to finish.
Yeah, very clean. Now, but that finish, the last, I'd say, half of the run, way cleaner than the start.
Now, that's going to be interesting to see how that scored, because I don't think he's happy with a couple of those landings. We all know it's known if you don't land a trick, it's very, very hard to qualify.
So very nice here to this start, coming through, and then this stops just a little bit here, and I think he just didn't get the plan he wanted, and so he's a little bit off axis.
He definitely did not land that. The angles didn't show the complete landing, but he did over-rotate that. And this was a slight 540 scissor, 360 scissor that you had to touch down with his hands.
Unfortunately, I think he didn't go all the way down, but I know he hates to put those hands down when he doesn't have to.
You know what, Frosty, I think that's really going to cost him, but
And I've also, even some of these transitions that DK is usually known for, he's just not able to put it in exactly the as clean as he's known for being.
And it does show the most experienced people still can make mistakes, and anything can happen.
So we'll have to see if that run is going to be enough to put DK, our last year's winner, through into the finals. All right, we got Valtteri Luomo-Aho.
Valtteri, known for his off-axis, impossible-to-name moves.
Yeah, he's got the twists on lock. He's one of the first people we saw really hitting 2.5s and triples like consistently, and I think his qualifying run was just barely enough to get him through. He definitely played it super safe and didn't go for some of his harder moves.
You know what? I think he was saving his moves for tonight, for right now. He was saving his harder, more complicated tricks that we will not be able to name.
Every flip will be the Valtteri flip.
The Valtteri flip. Here we go.
All right, nice layout gainer. Side flip over that little gap.
There we go.
Nice
Classic
pistol
Valtteri.
double.
Into round off 7. Back down to the floor, making his way back up.
Oh, coming back up the box. Pimp flip. Let's see him setting up. Probably a big twist here.
Randy, over rotation.
Yeah, a little over rotation.
Oh, wow, Valtteri. Super nice on that double flip coming down the waterfall levels.
Yeah, a lot of clean moves, but right up until the end. And, you know, when he didn't end up hitting as many moves as I've seen come out in the past, but it's really hard when you're not stomping that last trick. Some nice, easy setups here for him.
Here
and
we
then
go.
That pistol double. Really
Boom.
good. Lands it low, but he's able to keep his momentum going, which is really nice. And of course, he's got those double twists so easy. He's able to pull a tricky move like that out of a combo.
Great landing on that.
Yeah, this whole part really clean. Popping right up into that pimp flip, no hesitation. Set up really nice and gives himself just a half of a breath to get ready. Maybe he needed just a little bit more because he over-rotated that.
Not a disaster on the landing. He managed to back roll out.
Valtteri has that move on lock. You know, he's telling me when we were training in New York, triples feel like doubles did 2 years ago. I think that 2.5, he just had more fire in him than he realized.
Ed Scott, UK Beast, representing Storm Freerun. Such a genuine, nice guy. He's got a very, very... he seems like a serious competitor. Well planned out lines, very hard, unique movements, and he just seems like he's got what he needs to do to advance to the finals planned out. He's got 2 runs planned. The first one, I think we're going to see some special stuff. I think if he can stomp all his moves, he might be a strong favorite, you know?
Yeah, without a doubt, he definitely has the skill set to put him through into the finals. A lot of those flip precisions you were talking about. I mean, he's just absolute little tank when it comes to just knocking these moves. Chalking up his shins right there, so you can see it's a really smart move if you're holding down, especially for double tucks, because when your shins get sweaty, you don't want to be losing your grip on them.
Let's go, Ed. He does get nervous before competing, but he does look calm and ready right now, so...
It looks like setting up on that little tiny platform right in front of the bars.
Kick side. Here we go. Boom, side pre to a rail.
Stumble, but he's able to pull it.
Oh, straight into that worm. Oh, this is special so far. Making
Very
his
nice.
way.
Not super clean, but he's hit everything.
Oh.
Kardahara right down into that nice tricking combo.
He is happy with that. Yes, Ed. Those are some next level high movement skills.
Yeah.
Flipping hell, the side flip pre to the rail. Everyone appreciate you've got a tiny, tiny landing area for that. You're turning over your head, rotation, and landing with your feet onto a rail.
Yeah, and the thing
That's
I think is
mad.
so nuts too is if you do mess that up, if you do miss at all, you're then 10 feet up over the ground, over-rotated. So you can see him take an extra little step on there.
That's okay, I'm fine with that. And look
Yeah.
at this. This is some special movement here, straight into that worm. That is very unique, and I think he's going to get some creativity marks for that.
Yeah, especially because he had so much power going into it. I think nobody knew it was coming. And then, of course, this Kardahara combo, he pulls right down into this tricking combo.
Right into a reverse round off full.
With that
Perfect
double leg
landing.
out.
And celebrating with the crowd. Yes, Ed. So genuinely so happy for the bloke. Big up, Ed. Show some support. Give him some love. Follow him on Instagram. Very, very nice, clean run.
So for you guys watching at home that may have missed the beginning of this, you are going to be able to watch all of this after the event. They are going to be posting it up. So just make sure you're following at Airwhip on Instagram, and they'll be posting all the details for the replay after the event. But right now, we've got something really special for you. Alexander Titorenko, one of the sickest athletes in the sport right now. He has been absolutely crushing it in the Ukraine. Really brings some special skills and just so much power. For a little guy, he's able to pack so much stuff. We were seeing him do moves, you know, that people were doing off ledges or on flat up onto other ledges. Just absolute monster.
I'm expecting a complete throwdown. I expect nothing less from the guy. He always is putting himself into a position where he's throwing a move that nobody else can do. And that seems to be, to me, what he does in every time he competes. So expect the unexpected with this man, aka Blue Shorts Titorenko. He should be getting into position right now.
I think the only disadvantage that Alex has here is that he only showed up last night, so he only had today to practice, where all the other athletes have had an extra day or two working on the course. But
let's see if it shows. Starting off with the parkour. Classic Titorenko, pick the moon gap. Straight away. Oh no. Oh no. No, stop.
Nope.
Stop.
Nope. All right.
All right.
He's taking a break right now. I think yeah, he just lost his position for just a second. We got the medics up on the course already. They're in place.
He may have hit his head coming through the monkey gainer, or it was either the landing of the monkey gainer where I think he might have under-rotated slightly. We've got a great medical staff on site, so everything should be fine for all you watching at home.
Yeah, I know he just, I don't know if it's even officially been announced, but he just became a Red Bull sponsored athlete. So I know this is his first showing as one. He really wanted to bring it, representing the Ukraine, and he's been doing some really great stuff in his local community, putting together some awesome stuff for the kids there. And I think he really just wants to bring a lot of what's been going on back at home to the rest of the world. And
yeah, he definitely hit his head on the landing there, so he's going to need a second before he gets up again and gets off the course. But it does look like he'll be okay.
Yeah, they're a great staff here. We have super quality team that's on it. He's got 3 or 4 guys with him right now, making sure he's all good. But he's a really tough guy, and I've definitely seen from some of his videos, he knows how to take a hit. He knew that he didn't want to keep going. He's played it really smart, super pro, and you know, that's the thing. When you're pushing things to that next level, especially when you don't get as much time on the course, when you're having to rush into something, he's got a lot of pressure on him to really push himself to a whole other level. But he is a very competent athlete. He knows what he's capable of. I've seen him hit those moves before, but all it takes is one little slip up, one fraction of an inch, and of course, this is this is an action sport. There's a lot of action going
There's
down.
a lot of action. There's a lot of athletes trying their hard.
Yeah.
A lot of athletes trying their hardest moves on hard surfaces. And remember, everyone, you come down, if you even hit a knee or an elbow on these wooden surfaces, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna affect you. So there's really no margin for error other than landing on your feet.
That being said, guys, give him a lot of love. Go check out his page on Instagram. If you can't spell his name, just look up the hashtag Blue Shorts. There are not many other people rocking that fashion style, so you can definitely find him. And he is doing some insane stuff, moves that I have never seen anybody else do. And he's bringing a lot of really crazy stuff to the Ukraine and helping build up that scene there.
Yeah, definitely show some love for the Blue Shorts. Legend. Turned up at Santorini. Nobody knew who he was. Came on the on-site qualifiers. Went through the whole process at Santorini and made it all the way to the final and just completely smashed it. So we know he's a competent, high-level athlete, and you know mistakes do happen, like we say, and this is what happens. And sometimes.
Yeah, and I've seen him do Kong gainers basically to precision. You know,
yeah.
being able to put it exactly where he wants, but. When you're doing all this stuff back to back to back, and you know you play something over and over and over in your head, or you practice it one exact way, and then you know you're in the moment. He goes to get the crowd excited, and then you take one extra step, or you just start thinking about the thing you're doing next instead of the thing that's happening right then, and that's all it takes.
Massive respect for Alexandra for turning up to every competition and throwing down his signature hard moves, and he doesn't. He could take it somewhat easier than what he does, but, you know, that's his style. He likes to throw down, and this is the risk he does take with that.
And he's always having so much fun. You know, it's interesting because his English is not really that great. So I've interviewed him in the past. Actually, Pasha, the boss, was our translator, so he was able to help him with some of the stuff. But I was talking to him today, and, you know, he only knows so much English, but he's able to say, so happy to be here, very excited, feeling strong. You know, he knows what he's here to do, and I think he was just really excited to be around all of these amazing athletes, to see his friends again, and get a chance to show some of the amazing skills he's been picking up. But it looks like
I think he signaled to the crowd to say he's okay, and the crowd are giving him a nice big bit of support.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna put him on the stretcher to carry him out, just because they want to play it super safe. You know. Even if nothing is wrong, even if it's just shook him up a little bit, they want to make sure that he's super safe, that nothing could potentially be wrong, especially as they're having to transport him off this stage. So don't be scared seeing him getting wrapped up, or if they do end up carrying him out on the stretcher, it's mostly just for liability and safety. But yeah, it's always scary when somebody is hitting their head or getting shook up, because you could see that look on his face. It's I think, you know, surprising to someone like him who's so used to knowing exactly where he is all the time, knowing what his body is doing and how it's functioning, and when it's off, it's off. Well, I'd say other than Tidorenko, an athlete that I am not envious of right now, Kevin Hoving from the Netherlands, having to follow this up. So he's got a little bit of extra warm-up time right now while he gets set, and why don't we take this moment right now for everybody at home? Let us know what you think of the competition so far. Who's got the best run? I'd say for me, probably my favorite, it's probably Kevin Franson.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Had one of the best runs so far in terms of not only the level of difficulty, but the way he strung it together, the little pieces that he was able to add an extra full twist into, the moments where instead of just vaulting or running, he's able to put a little bit of extra movement in, and no hesitations, nothing at all.
I was also really impressed with Luca Beaufort, with the repeat on the swing gainer precision and the diving forward giant swing right at the very beginning. I really enjoyed that run.
Yeah, a lot of respect for an athlete that can take a move that's so technically difficult, where you have to be basically perfect to get it, and to do it 2 days in a row just goes to show, you know, like sometimes an athlete, you know, they've got something on lock and they show it twice and you're like, great, you can double cork or whatever it is. But to be able to hit a move like that, that's so technically difficult twice, I think actually it does up the level of difficulty in the judges' eyes. Even if they can't maybe technically give him extra points for it, it does show that he has got that move on lock and he can hit it whenever he wants.
Yeah, it definitely shows a certain level of competence that means he knows what he's doing. He knows how to control his body at height and with scary moves like that, because that for sure is definitely a scary move from Luca. So the medical staff still working on Alexandra. It looks like they're taking all the precautions, of course. Athletes have to treat their bodies with the utmost respect, so there's no point just rushing him off the course if he's not okay. So they're putting him on a stretcher right now, and I think he should be okay, you know.
We got a lot of people asking about or calling out their favorites. Ed Scott, definitely one of the favorites. Some really, really nice stuff. And surprising a lot of people talking about Frosty Fresh here. I think I even saw one vote for my mustache. So if you guys are wondering how I do this, you know, it's not a No Shave November. It actually took me about 31 years to grow this. It's about dedication. You know, like parkour, growing a mustache like this, it takes time, takes effort, and discipline.
Nice, good to know. A lot of comments asking if any store is competing. No, we're not competing.
You guys are basically running the whole show, though. You got Toby on the camera running back and forth all over the course. You guys up here in the booth with me. You're all over the place. And one of the sponsors for the winners.
Yeah,
we got some prizes.
We got some sponsors for the prizes, along with your Tempest guys and Farang as well. So it's nice to have the whole community and the more experienced organizations in the community come together for something as legit as the Air Whip Challenge, because it really is one of the community's most prized competitions. And
yeah, and it's so cool that everybody in the sport, like you said, is really coming around this event. Like you said, all of the big teams are here representing. They're giving prizes and money to the winners and the athletes, trying to make this happen. You know, I'm very, very excited that we've come to a place in the sport where, you know, Tempest were able to like see Air Whip, you know, where they come from. You know, I saw them before they even had an Air Whip, when it was just you know, just Marcus and Philip just flying out to LA just because they wanted to come hang out at UCLA and jump on some stuff. And now they're here making the biggest event in the sport. And really exciting now, you know, we unfortunately missed Red Bull Art of Motion this year in Santorini, but they are doing another one next year. They have officially announced it, and they have so much love for this event. Not only are they sponsoring the after party, they have thrown down to give a golden ticket to whoever wins the pro finals today. Will be heading free of charge to the semifinals of the Red Bull Art of Motion in the to-be announced location next year.
that is special. That is a very good ticket to have.
Yeah, especially considering some of the places they've had those events in the past. I'm sure it is going to be an amazing location. So a lot of exciting stuff going on here at the course. We still got you know, our team making sure everything is going down safely here, and you know, whatever is going on here, obviously we're excited to get to the competition, but the number one thing here is each of these athletes. Wow, I'm really struggling to say it because it's so important. Each one of these athletes, this is really built for them. It's an opportunity. It's a platform to show everything that they've built up, not just in the last year, but over the years and years of training. And, you know, I think of an athlete like Tidorenko, who spent years unknown in a small country, and it wasn't until he was able to basically get enough money to go to Santorini to qualify that people really recognized what he was doing. And, you know, now he's a sponsored athlete. He's getting to train every single day, to focus on what he loves. And it's because of events like the Air Whip Challenge that people are getting the chance to, you know, really dedicate to their passions, and that's what I think is helping this sport grow so much.
Without a doubt, he'll bounce back from this injury. It's unfortunate that it has to happen on a stage like this, but mistakes do happen. For people just tuning in, it was a bad landing off a monkey gainer coming from the upper level.
Yeah,
he is fine. I've seen his arms raise and thumbs up and signal the crowd. The medical staff taking all the precautions to make sure he's as safe, and he's in the best hands possible right now. So respect to the medical staff on hand. Of course, it's not what the people want to see. It's not what the live stream wants to see. Everyone wants to see a clean run, but mistakes do happen, and you have to be prepared.
Yeah, and of course we can't, you know, we don't try to hide or lie about this, and it is a part of our sport. People do get hurt. There are bails, unsurprisingly, those are actually some of the most popular parkour videos in the world now, have become fail videos. And I think it is a little scary for our sport, because a lot of people getting excited about somebody getting hurt is kind of crazy. It's sort of messed up. But I think there is something really valuable to people knowing that, you know, it's not easy to do this stuff.
Yeah, completely.
That these athletes, as talented as they are, as casual as they make some of these movements, you know, dancing in between, doing a giant move, you know, it makes it feel like, oh, this is easy for them. But in all reality, this sport, it is about how safe you could be. It is about being strong. It is about knowing yourself, and the better you are, the less likely you are to get hurt, which is a really cool thing. But that is always there. That possibility always exists. And if you don't respect it, if you don't respect the ground, the concrete, then you can get hurt.
There he is exiting the course. He did raise his hands to the crowd to show acknowledgement for all the patience the Helsingborg Arena has given them. Unfortunate for him, and he is a high-level athlete, and it is a shame that he couldn't complete his run, because I've been watching him, following him on Instagram, and I think he may have had prepared a round-off double back on this slanted wall right on the left-hand side as part of his run. I know he's prepping it for months leading up to this, so just more sad that he couldn't complete his run, and hopefully he's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, his hands were up signaling to the crowd. Such a great athlete, such a great guy. Always got a smile on his face when he's moving. And
yeah, and I was about to say, that monkey gainer is probably one of the easier moves in his run. One of the things that he has more unlocked than anything. So it just shows you that you can't rest on anything here.
Maybe a small lapse in concentration cost him. But we have Kevin Hooving up next.
Yeah.
Qualified with an amazing run. It was a simply incredible run. He managed to stomp double side flip and double backflip in one run.
Yeah, and he's only 16 years old. So he just graduated out of what would have been the youth comp, and now he's here at 16 competing against the adults and absolutely smashing it in that quali round. Really solid twist too. I think he's going to be able to bring a lot of cool, different sort of variety. It just depends on if he can overcome his sort of lack of experience on the competitive course. But if yesterday's qualifier is any sign of what he's going to bring today, I think we can expect a great run from him once they get the course cleaned up.
I'm going to dub Kevin Hooving as the competition dark horse. I feel like nobody really knew about him before this, but after his qualifying run, he really smashed. Everybody was talking about him. Back in the lobby, it was like, did you see the guy stomp the double side and the double back? And what's his name? Where's he from? Kevin Hooving, Netherlands.
I love how many times in this competition we've had people going, oh my God, who is that? How do I not follow this guy already? Like, this is insane. And it wasn't even just the qualies too. It's the kids. It was the women's event. There are people just being blown away by talent they've never heard of. And I think it's just a testament to how much this event just brings people in and also brings people up. It brings out the best in so many people.
Yeah, definitely the Air Whip Challenge has pushed competitive parkour to a level where it wouldn't be now without it. So big up to Air Whip for making this competition the 7th year in a row. Put your hands together, everyone, in the comments, and I want to see some Air Whip. I want to see some Air Whip comments right now. Everyone comment Air Whip. Show them some love. Give them a follow on Instagram. Go to their YouTube, subscribe. They need so much support because they're doing so many good things for our community. Really an OG brand of the parkour community, and so much respect for everyone behind Air Whip.
Absolutely. All right, it looks like they've got everything cleaned up and ready to go. So,
the show
moving
continues.
on to Kevin Hooving, repping the Netherlands.
Come on, Kevin. Is that our youngest competitor?
Yeah, he's actually the youngest you're allowed to be to compete in this event.
Look at the Air Whip comments rolling in. Let's go, guys.
Yes. Pasha the boss calling it out. Watching from Dubai. Yes. Air Whip. All right. So looking forward, like we said, just seeing some of those doubles, some of those tight twists. I think it's really open. We've had a lot of slip-ups from some of the athletes we expected to see in the finals. So I think we got a couple, the Kevin Franson, a couple of people that we're pretty sure will go through. But I think that that finals is still wide open.
Yeah, completely. It could go any way right now. I'm so lost. Okay, here we go, Kevin. Killer tune. Killer tune.
These kids these days going hard. I can literally hear the building shaking with that bass.
Starting off.
Step up side. Flat cork going right into that vault. Good placement. Popping up. Looks like he
Pistol, back full, down into the lower level, of course.
Nice, saving his legs a little bit with a little Webster. All right, that looks like he's setting up for something here. Oh, going for the 360 front over the gap.
Ah, just didn't manage to stick that landing there. That gap is not a casual gap. And to be able to flip it is great, but to be able to spin and flip 540 spin over that gap.
Yeah, I definitely need to see a replay on that because it's so tricky. Like usually when you're looking at those, like you said, as soon as you start adding twists, your distance is just cut out because you lose all that height. But here, nice start, good placement. It looks like he's prepped for that vault straight away, and some nice, easy moves. And this, I love that back full into that tiny little gap. You can see a little bit extra heat on there. But the nice, clean little drop down, and then Webster. Just to make his way across. And a little extra step to go into that wall flip.
Making the space, taking a pause before this 540 gap here.
Looks like his whole run was just set up to take him over that.
Boom.
Oh, and just
bummed it out at the end. Unlucky, Kevin. Really, I saw him nail it a few times in practice, and you can see in his face there, he's slightly disappointed with that end landing. But it comes down to such fine margins when you're pushing yourself to the level that he is. So show some respect for Kevin, youngest athlete on the course, throwing down some hard next level movements. Big up, mate.
All right, Christian Kolecki from Poland. Last year he came in 3rd place. He's got some really unique moves, but I know he's been dealing with some injuries. You can actually see in his photo he's got a rip on his hand there. But he's been coming back strong. I've been watching a lot of his videos, and it seems like he's in a really good place. It's just a question of whether or not he's going to be comfortable throwing some of those moves that he has down, but on a hard ground for the first time in a while.
If you're thinking, watching the live stream, that the Air Whip Challenge, if you've ever wanted to go, definitely don't miss it next year, because right now this stadium is pumping. Christian from Poland, starting off. Unique position here, back to the crowd on top of a bar.
But he's definitely got some very solid bar moves. He told me in the past, that's a comfort zone for him. So when he's feeling a little bit off, he can always play on this. Smart, he's starting off on it. Hitting some things real quick here. Wow!
Cast monkey gainer.
Such a strong start. 360 back handspring down. Super low castaway.
Off angles back.
Scoot himself into that
flow.
Back onto the bars. All right, taking a second to chalk up.
Dismount gainer, making his way.
Yeah, we're not kidding when he said that's his comfort zone, right on those bars.
That is
Flyway,
so next level.
Re-grab.
Straight into a worm back, Xing out on the top of the course. Very strong run from Christian. There was some high-level movements in there, nailed to perfection.
Yeah.
Cast monkey gainer, lache dismount gainer, re-grab. Up on the top level of the course with a face to like a 20-foot drop. That is some hard movements right there.
Yeah, and very smart, taking it easy on his knees, focusing on those bars, playing to his strengths. Here we can see this again, just so clean too.
Flipping hell, that was good. That was really good.
Massive drop though, and then I love this little 360 back handspring down right into this super low castaway. You can see just barely make it out, and then he does that little scoot back into the low off-axis tuck, and back on the bars just to make his way up.
He's definitely got to get a good score for this one. Slight bit of hesitation to chalk up there, but definitely when you're dealing with a big drop in front of you with this lache gainer quarter regab right here, if he misses his hands, he's falling a good 20 feet. And that's executed perfectly, and he's got a smile on his
I
face.
love that smile.
Straight away into
Should
the
be extra
worm.
style points for the smile.
And Xing out. He doesn't even feel like he has the need to flow back down to the bottom to X out. He knows he's done enough right there and then to advance to the final, and I have confidence that he will advance with that run right there. Absolutely smashed it, Christian. Good job, mate.
All right, our last competitor of the evening, Tobias Roos, also of the Netherlands, one of our younger athletes here. He's going to be bringing some interesting stuff here. I think he's got a lot of pressure on him with an insane semifinals round coming to a close. We had 2 athletes with injuries, and we had a ton of athletes with next level runs thrown down. So I know this young Tobias Roos is going to be feeling the pressure on him. Let's see if he rises up to the challenge.
A lot of high-level athletes making mistakes, so this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for Tobias right here. He's got to take advantage of this situation. Starting on the bars, nice big strong movements, nice string, massive lâche to that kick side.
Definitely loving those bars. Making his way back up to the top side of the course. Let's see if we can get some nice combos down. Whoa! Punch 360 dive roll.
Very nice flow throughout this. Oh,
Wrap
nice,
full,
wrap
but ooh, loses the position a little bit.
Oh, nice.
And then cast up to back full, and then
Exits
calling it.
out, calling it. Maybe he had more planned, but he lost his way, and he's not quite happy with not quite happy with something there, but absolute good showing from Tobias.
Yeah, and a lot of things I think people don't think about. If you're not a competitive athlete, taking a bail is a ton of energy. It wastes so much. Even a small slip up forces you to add extra, muscling into what you're doing. But when you actually bail, you take that slip up, it not only throws off your rhythm, but it saps so much of your energy, and it can kill some of your adrenaline right there.
It mentally affects you so much more than you think. It infiltrates your mindset, and you're no longer thinking about where you need to be. You're thinking about what you've just done. And I think this is what happened here with this move here. He's popped out and tried to style it out, and he's thinking about it.
But I love that he still was able to land that last move pretty well, but I think he did have something else planned and just didn't know how big his tank was.
Yeah.
Just ran out of gas right there at the end. But overall, great run from Tobias and from the rest of the athletes. Okay, well, let me know. What did you think of that semifinal round?
Wow.
I think
my highlight runs, Luca Belfort, the local man Kevin, and Ed Scott, and of course Christian from Poland, what we just saw. That's just my opinion, though. I thought those runs were so clean, so unique, so well executed. A lot of bails on the course today.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see how that plays an effect in the judging scores.
What do you think that comes down to? Because so many of these athletes are at a whole other level.
It could be a number of things, with the pressure getting to them, maybe too much preparation. I don't know. It could be anything.
I
it's
do
really
think
down to.
There's something of this. I don't know if you want to call it like a symptom of competitions like this. We saw 3 or 4 athletes come out really strong right at the beginning, and then once you start to see some bails, I think it starts to get into people's heads, and it starts to build up. And especially after Kira had that pop knee after his double side, I think it gets into people's minds. And then straight after that, we saw DK stumbling with some moves that he definitely always has on lockdown. And I think it's one of those things where once it gets in someone's head, and then they see somebody like a DK who's so experienced, who has all of this stuff on lock, start to make little slip-ups, then it gets in their head, and it sort of makes its way through like a zombie virus, into the heads of all these athletes, people being like, oh my God, I've watched this guy 1,000 times. I've never seen him slip up. Like, what am I going to do? And then all of a sudden it breaks down. And what's really interesting about it is it does start to reveal some of the competitors that have their moves on lock, that are prepared no matter what, that can't be shaken. And it's a sign not just of a good athlete, but a really strong competitor.
And because of there was so many not complete clean runs, I feel like some of the athletes in the backstage that didn't have a complete run may be thinking now that, oh, it's not over for them. Maybe there is a chance to advance to the final. Maybe their slip-up wasn't as bad as they thought, and the judges haven't marked them down as much as they thought they might, and their harder movements throughout the rest of the line brung up the rest of the score. So something like DK after his line, he may have thought like that's my night over, but because of the Valtteri finishing with a bail, we had Kyria with a bail. It's really open right now.
And I think, it makes me think of an Art of Motion a few years back where Pasha was obviously the favorite to win. He had been dominating competitions left and right. And then right before the competition, he injured himself. And I think immediately it just busted the field wide open. And there were athletes that definitely were at the top of their game who this could have been their shot, that they may have never had a chance against Pasha, but they had the chance to win. And I think the pressure got to them. All of a sudden, they're like, can I make it? But it was athletes, and specifically the winner that year, Corey DeMeyers, who had actually won the on-site qualifiers multiple years in a row to qualify for the event, and basically just did his thing over and over and over until this year when everybody was there at the finals. It's wide open. That podium's just calling out everybody's name. And he was there, and he was waiting, and he hit his moves exactly what he had planned to do, nailed it, and came away with an incredible winning run.
Consistency is what wins. Consistency, it's knowing what you can do and landing it over and over and again is what gets you the scores. And of course, to get into the final, you need to throw hard level movements, high risk movements, and stuff that not many people can do. But it really is down to your training throughout the year to make sure you have all those tricks on lock and to make sure that you can land them 10 times in a row, not just like a one-off and throwing it and hoping that you're going to land it and stick it. And I think Ed Scott really impressed me because every move that he had in his run seemed so in his comfort zone. And
absolutely, and especially when there's such high level difficulty moves, doing that side flip, rail precision at height, being not only like capable of doing that is hard, but being confident enough to throw that in the middle of a competition run, it just shows a whole other level of confidence.
I definitely think Ed does take his competitions very seriously. He's a very cool and calm guy, but the way he approaches competitions, I think, is very, very unique, and I think a lot of other athletes could learn a lot from him.
Absolutely. Well, let us know what you guys think. What was your favorite run of the semifinals of the Air Wipp Challenge men's division? We're going to be coming back with our women's finals coming up here in just a little bit. They had a great showing yesterday. Who are some of your favorites here of our finals?
We got the comment thread right here, right? Both of us reading through it, so don't feel like your comments going unread. We're reading every single one. So who do you think from the men's semi-final is going to advance to the final? Who do you think did enough? Kevin, easy. I would agree with that.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think we're all expecting to see him in the finals. Everybody else, though, it's kind of, there's a lot of question marks.
Yeah, there is, yeah. There's a lot of bails and a very hard job for the judges right now. We have a very, very experienced judging panel. We have an extremely experienced judging panel, as always. Anna Anwar from Team Farang. We have Marcus Gustafsson. We have... Kevin and Ed are strong favourites from the... a lot of DK comments, but I'm not sure I completely agree. There was 2 slip-ups from him that might cost him. Kevin and Christian are definitely very strong runs from them. I would be surprised if they did not advance. Valtteri's run was very, very good, but Randy at the end wasn't stuck. He managed to back roll out, which isn't a disaster. No means a disaster, but he... The thing I really liked about Kevin's run, he had a certain level of intensity. He had the ability to link in all those hard movements, and with his landings, that was straight away after he's landing, he's moving on to the next level, or he's moving on to the next bit of space. He used the course very, very well. He came down the box to the waterfall area, onto the bars. Everything was landed so well. So impressed, man. Such a young beast, and I think the parkour community, the parkour freerunning community's got themselves a little star within Kevin. Sweden represent, y'all. So for everyone listening, this is my first time on a live stream of a competition. I hope you're enjoying it. Frosty's just left the booth to go and interview some of the one of the competitors who just competed. I'm not sure who. How am I doing, everyone? Is this all good? Store Army, yo, what's going on, everyone? I'm just having a good time, really. I'm just happy to be here. This is my first Air Whip challenge. The atmosphere out there is pumping. It's pumping. I really enjoy it. The way that they put this event together, the whole Air Whip team is so professional. It's so next level. There's so many things that the parkour community can learn from the Air Whip guys. Philip and Marcus, the masterminds behind it all, have been working tirelessly every year for so many months in the lead up to this to make sure that everything goes to plan. And every year they smash it out the park. And so much respect for those guys, absolute beasts. So go give them a follow. If you follow me, I put them on my story earlier. So go click on their little tags because they're big beasts. Right now, I'm just talking to myself and you guys at home. So let's spark up some chats. Who do you think's made it through? Obviously, we've got a lot of Kevin comments. So if you didn't know, the 6 people go through to the men's final, okay? So that is under half of the competitors. We have established that we want Kevin. Okay, so we've got Frosty, our man, prepared for an interview for DK, so I'm going to hand it over to Frosty very shortly.
All right, and I am here with last year's champion, DK from Greece. Absolutely crushing it on the course. I know you had a couple slip-ups on there that you're not as proud of, but that's because you're a perfectionist. Usually you're 120%. How are you feeling about your run?
So overall, I really like the way I started my run. The combination was perfectly fine with the inward gainer to the roll things that I usually do. But then I was preparing this move, the inward 540 twist, which I was stomping on training. I was stomping the days before I came here. And I was really excited to throw it for the first time in a competition. But then I bailed, but that doesn't mean that you stop there. That's the thing. That's why I love doing things as perfect as possible. So I kept going. Then I tried to use originality as my main thing, because everybody's throwing crazy stuff here. So yeah, originality was my part. It didn't work quite well, although I kept going. When I grabbed the bar right after for the double swing gainer, I was feeling weird. I was like, please don't fail here again. I did it, everything worked, finished with a double twist. Everything worked really well after that, but a bit disappointed overall.
Of course, you always want to stomp everything out, but yeah, like you said, killed everything in the beginning, and your finish was so strong. I don't think they're going to get dinged too much for that that little slip up right in the middle. But overall, I think athletes were really going hard here, and we saw more slip ups than we've seen in the past. You actually went right after Kira, and he injured his knee. Did that shake you at all?
I was really sad when I saw Kira failing. I was like shouting from the backstage. Honestly, you guys should be careful out there. You never know what's going to happen in a competition. You never know what's happening in life. After my competition, my finishing run, I was disappointed, as I said, and I was complaining. I was like, oh, I failed. I'm not failing so much in competition, but now I did. You know, it happens sometimes. And then I was like, okay, I have to do qualifiers next year. But you know, I'm going to be able to, hopefully, going to be able to walk again tomorrow. And then I was like, you should always be careful, stay safe, stay healthy. You never know what happens. You know, you may be walking in the street and boom, it happens. You never know. Maybe it's from a competition. Maybe it's, you never know where is it going to come from. So that must not stop you, of course.
Totally, totally. Well, you know, you're such an inspiration to so many people and such an experienced competitor. I think a lot of people don't recognize how different it is competing versus training with your friends or jamming or shooting a video. What's some advice you could give some young kids out there that are looking to start competing as well?
So try to stay safe. Be original. That's my main thing. Be better than yesterday, worse than tomorrow. But stay original, honestly, stay original, because being original is part of our Tempest life. So, yeah.
I love this guy. He knows what's up. So you were telling me about some really exciting things you got going on in Greece, some projects you've been working on. What's some of the cool stuff that people can look forward to from you?
Well, a lot of social media stuff are going on. If you're following me on social media, on Instagram specifically, you will see a lot of things are coming. Also, there are a lot of projects coming. In the USA right now, we are opening a new gym in Dallas, the 4th Tempest gym. So I'm really excited to go there and try it out. So push your limits, but stay safe. I don't know what else to say.
No, you absolutely, dude. Hey, you're already putting in a ton of work out there. I guess we can just wait for you to see in the finals, because I got no doubts you're going to be up there, and I'm looking forward to maybe seeing you back on that podium again.
Well, I hope, but it's so hard right now because I bailed, that's all. But I would love to be. I would love to be in the finals, but I don't know. Honestly.
All right, I know we got some Greek fans watching on the live stream right now. Anything you want to say to Greece?
Should I speak in Greek here? Yeah. Ευχαριστώ για την υποστήριξή σας. Δεν πήγα και πάρα πολύ καλά στον πρώτο μου γύρο. Ελπίζω παρόλα αυτά, επειδή υπήρχαν πολλές πτώσεις από άλλους αθλητές, να καταφέρω να περάσω τον τελικό, να μην χτυπήσω, να πάνε όλα καλά και να μπορέσω να εκπροσωπήσω την Ελλάδα με τον καλύτερο τρόπο και να σας κάνω όλους περήφανους.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. And as always, killer run, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. All right, guys, so there you have it from last year's champion, just showing you how much this game is elevated in the last year. It is absolutely insane. Not only are we seeing the kids in the youth competition busting out moves that were winning previous events, now we're seeing it taken to a whole new level where some of the most elite athletes in the game are having to push themselves to a place where they're barely making it around. Now, of course, everybody here is at a very high level of athleticism, so don't be fooled by any of these bails or slip-ups you're seeing, because it just goes to show you that these guys are playing at the very pinnacle of their abilities. Now, each of these athletes is spending thousands of hours on the street, in the gym, repping it out, training, dedicating themselves to this over and over and over. And if you can see an athlete as experienced and qualified as last year's champion DK making a slip-up, just one slip-up, and wondering about whether or not he's going to make it into the finals, that just goes to show you where 2018's Air Wipp Challenge has taken this sport to. So I'm excited to see what comes through next in the women's finals. And then, of course, the men's finals coming up to round out this evening. And somebody is going home with that trophy tonight. So stay tuned for everything we got coming up. We're going to be doing more interviews, more insights, more talks, and more Frosty Fresh, which I know is why you've all tuned in for this. I'm going to send it back over to Benj, where I'll be joining him in the commentator's booth. Thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure you guys are sharing this link, because it is only going to get crazier after this. Thanks.
I believe we're back, everybody. Let's go. Thank you, Frosty, for showing us how it's done on the interview stage, and thank you, DK, for giving us a little insight into what it's like to be a competitive freerunner, because we all know that is a hard job. I always find when you're nervous, you can't move to your absolute fullest. I feel like the best athletes are the calmest ones, the ones that have got nothing to prove and know what they can do, and they bring a level of competence to the course that is just shines through. You know, it makes sense. If you're watching this and enjoying it, why have you not shared it yet? Because you need to be sharing this stuff. We need to support these these parkour grassroots competitions. This is no other. I mean, we look at the sponsorships. We've got Tempest in there. We've got Free Mover. The Air Wipp have been around in the parkour community for so many years that this needs to be shared. You know what I mean? Everybody share the out of this. I'm really struggling and trying not to swear. I'm really reeling it back for this live stream, so everyone, make sure all your friends know about this, because these kinds of events are pushing our sport into a place where parkour hasn't really been before. So, you know, doing it. So coming up next, we have the women's finals. They competed yesterday, and 6 high-level females made it through to the finals. I will read out their names for you now. 3 flippers in the comment. You can shut up, mate. All right. I'm having a good time. This is my first time doing this, everyone. So Frosty's back in the room to help me out. So yeah, I was just saying, female athletes coming up next.
Oh yeah, and we got some good ones coming up.
We got some bangers.
I know that the ladies, I think, were in a very interesting place yesterday because the sort of lineup switched around a lot, and people were sort of not sure how they were feeling. I even know like athletes like Sydney Olsen, who's at this point a veteran competitor, was definitely feeling a little bit off, just weird nerves and everything. And I think the people that had the best showing were some of the younger athletes like Elise Bickley and Noah Durjan. Man, I was so close. I was so close. We'll keep working on that. All of my people watching from the Netherlands, keep giving me tips on Georgina.
Genuinely a very high level of female competitors we have today. I haven't seen this high level movement being thrown down by any female in any competition before. So genuinely get excited for this, because it's about to be one of the highest level female finals ever.
Yeah, without a doubt. And especially because, you know, I'm looking at these young athletes like Elise and Lilu who podiumed last year, Elise won last year, which, you know, like, already is insane, because she could have competed in the youth competition, but she decided to go for the women's and ended up winning, beating Sydney out narrowly for an amazing victory. And she had basically a flawless run last year. She looked like she was not as confident in this run that she put together for the qualifiers, but she stomped it out really clean. She's able to lock it in, and I'm interested to see what she decides to pull out for this final run, because defending your title is way different than being a dark horse coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Sydney throws down, because she managed to still advance through the heats with a tiny slip up. I wonder if that plays an effect on her mental strategy, if she's just let it go and just forgot about yesterday, or she's just gonna, you know, it makes an effect in her mental preparation. But we all know she is one of the most experienced female competitors. Lucy Romberg as her mentor for so many years, and she is, well, we all know Lucy's the most successful female competitor of all time.
Without a doubt. Okay, so for those of you guys asking who is going to be competing in the next round, which is the women's finals, we've got Japan's Hikari Izumi, who just barely made it through. She had a very clean line with some really creative moves, but wasn't able to put enough, I think, difficulty into her run. So I'm interested to see if she had some more stuff saved for today, because she definitely has those moves, but her style is much more of that flowy, linking creative. In 5th was Sydney Olsen of the US, who, as you said, had a pretty weird little uncharacteristic slip-up in the middle of a run, not on an actual flip or trick, but on a monkey vault to get into it. And I talked to her about it afterwards. She said that she had planned out this total flow line that she was really excited for, because it's been a big part of what she's been training, especially after her recent injuries or concussion in Santorini. And she was just one step off from where she thought she was supposed to be, and it kind of messed with her head, but she said she's in a really good place now, and she got a full night's sleep, which she said she hasn't done in Helsingborg yet. So. And then in 4th, we have Miranda Tibbling from Sweden. She had a really great showing this year. I saw her try to qualify last year, and she's done a ton of improvement. She's been training out of bounce here in Sweden, and I think you can definitely see in her air form and her awareness has gotten a lot better. Really
powerful movement. She's got some good tricks on lock and nice landings, and I think potentially a female dark horse for Miranda.
Lilu from France, always a favorite. Got those spins on lock, really, really confident. But I think maybe it was a disadvantage for her yesterday, because we saw moves that she hits all the time. Signatures, you know, hitting that double A twist or whatever, and she was really low on all of that stuff, and I think it just took more out of her than she anticipated. Maybe it was the travel, maybe it was something bad for lunch, but hopefully she able to get some rest and really throw down today.
It might be the sort of thing, if now that she's in the final, the pressure's off. She's made a good showing for herself. She can already be proud of what she's done, and she can relax and just have fun in this finals, and I really feel like that's how she's going to show her best side of herself.
Undoubtedly. And in second place, last year's female champion, Elise Bickley out of the UK. Just the tiniest little thing. You wouldn't anticipate that she would be such a monster on the course, but this girl has it all, and she can really put together a smart run. She brought some of her friends from the UK that she trains with to come give her like a little bit of perspective on the course. And
a homely feel, maybe?
Yeah. But definitely, we cannot count her out without a doubt. She has so many tricks up her sleeve for such a young athlete, and she has no problem throwing them down back to back to back to back.
Yeah, last year's winner, I really feel like she's got a very strong chance. She was prepping some absolutely ridiculous things for her final run. So we don't know if she's decided on throwing them down, but all we know is that we're in for a treat.
Absolutely. And then top qualifying spot actually goes to the youngest female competitor, Noah Georgina Mann from the Netherlands. I think I did a really good job on that. And she had an amazing run. And I think it was not just the movements that she did, which were so clean and so nice, but it was also her attitude. She started off with a little dance and a smile, and she looked like she kept that energy the whole time. She was just having fun.
She was having so much fun. She was enjoying herself, and she really just like let herself loose on the course. She was running between the areas and throwing some high level movements. And yeah, I heard that Wipp lowered the age rate. The age limitation, so she could compete. So
yeah, they almost turned her away, but she's one of those people too that just, I think she wanted to be here more than anything else, and she just happens to be an amazing athlete. I think I just kept hearing people being like, yeah, I went to follow her, she was already following me. I didn't even realize, I never even heard of her, and now all of a sudden people are recognizing, yeah, this girl is the real deal. So those are our top 6 finalists from yesterday's women's semifinal round. One more time, from Japan, Hikaru Izumi, then followed by USA's Sydney Olsen, Sweden's Miranda Tibbling, France's Lilou Ruel, UK's Elise Bickley, and from the Netherlands, your top qualified female athlete, Noah Georgina Mann.
This is exciting. This is real exciting stuff. I can't wait to see what they've prepared. Had some time on the course earlier to figure out what they wanted to do. And yeah, like you know, with any parkour competition, this could go any way. It's all down to those landings and which one of those athletes has prepared the most consistent high-level run.
And it looks like we are back. So
let us know in your comments who you think is going to take this female championship. Wipp Challenge 2018. Who are your favorites?
What's your favorite right now, Ben?
I'm going to have to go for my fellow countryman, Elise Bickley. For taking home first place. I would also say Sydney is in for a very, very strong chance of podiuming, and also Noah, as we just spoke about, got a nice fresh style to the course.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm interested to see if Noah has more to bring to the table. She had a really clean run, which makes me feel like those are her comfort moves. So there's a chance that she put a lot of what she had to offer out there, but technically, the judges can't score her down if she does the exact same run as she did before, so she could easily just throw that down. But I really have been...
Would she lose marks in creativity for that?
Potentially. I don't know. That's maybe a good question for our judges. I'd be interested to know. I think it's hard not to have that attitude if you've seen somebody run before, you know what they have. Part of what is exciting about it is the surprise. And so when she pulled things like that last knee front that she did so smooth and so clean, part of what made it so cool was the excitement of not knowing what she was about to do. So you lose that if you do your run again. But I have to say, there was some really interesting hesitation or energy in Sydney's run yesterday. But today, when I talked to her about how she was feeling, that was totally gone.
Yeah.
I feel like she knows exactly what she's here to do and what she wants. And, you know, like everybody else, if she hits the run that she has planned, there's no doubt she's ended up on the podium and maybe at the top of it.
Wow. So we've got all of the men's semi-finalists out here, minus Titarenko and Kyria, who suffered a few injuries there. But massive respect to all of these athletes. Such high level, disciplined.
All right, Anton L making it through.
Wow.
No surprise there after some really solid showing on the bars, hitting that Lachey flyaway precision on that high bar, which you can see is way over Jesse's head. Jesse's about 7'8". I don't know if you know that about him. So that bar is easily 15 to 30 feet high in the air. All right, another one of our heavy bar athletes.
Christian, no surprises there that he's advancing. Cast monkey gain and landed perfectly. Congratulations, my man.
Luca Berford!
Yes, Luca.
Right.
Remember Luca with the dismount gain, the dirty dismount gainer down to the horizontal bar. So high level. Such a nice clean run.
In third place, you guys are going to love this one.
Kevin.
It's a Swedish person. As last year, Kevin Franzen!
All right, no surprises there. Kevin Franzen making his way into the finals.
Everyone at home called it in the comments. There were so many comments saying Kevin, and obviously the judges agree.
In second, I know some of my crowd is going to scream right now, Ed Scott!
Yes, my boy Ed.
Yeah,
Come on, bro.
Some of the highest level moves there, that side flip onto the rail. I mean, just absolutely crushing that Cartahara down into that great tricking combo.
To the finals, Charles Long!
All right. Charles Long rounding out our finalists.
So many flips landed so well. That's how you do well in parkour competitions. A sheer volume of difficult and variety of flips. And he's made it. Look how happy it is. I'm so happy for him.
So there you have it, your 6 finalists moving on to the last round. One of these athletes is going to be walking home with the top prize and a golden ticket to next year's Art of Motion. That is not a bad group to be sitting in right now. I'd join that Facebook chat.
I'd join it, definitely, without a doubt. Congratulations, 6 of those athletes.
Yeah, you will get your time later. I will have to have my Swedish piece as well. Anton Alm, du har ju varit I
Got the 2 Swedes on the stage.
Hur känns det?
Det känns helt underbart.
Är du nervös?
Det är man alltid.
Let us know in the comments if you agree with all the judging decisions.
Du gjorde det väldigt bra. Jag är stolt över dig. Kevin Franzen, hur känns det för dig då?
Nice. Ja, det känns bra. Jag bara nöjd. Jag ville sätta det och jag är jättenöjd. Jag kunde inte varit gladare.
Ja, vi har ju dina föräldrar som är här framför mig och pappan som varit med och byggt här nu hela den här veckan och bara du Kevin, så här ska vi bygga. Jag har byggt den rampen här nu så tänk nu på det här och så kommer du så till vänster där så. Hur känns det att ha en sån parkourintresserad pappa?
Det känns alltså det är helt sjukt. Det är jättekul. Tack.
Hur många gånger får pappa bygga parkourboxar hemma?
Vi har gjort det en gång, men jag hoppas fler.
Du får lära dig. Anton. I'm very proud of you.
Tack Philip.
Jättebra. Hej då!
All right. So for those of you who don't know what they said, it was basically, good job, well done, you're good at flips. Something along those lines.
So just to recap, Luca Befort, Charles Long, Kevin, the local Swedish man, Anton Ahem, Ed Scott, and Christian from Poland advancing to the finals.
Women's competition.
Women's.
Yep.
Time to stand up.
Yesterday was incredible. We had women from 14 different countries come to compete on this stage. And tonight, we're gonna see the finals, baby. Make some noise for the ladies.
Yeah, I was, yesterday I was just watching. My chin was all the way down and I was like, this is another level. And this is exactly what the sports need. We need to push the women all the way to the top.
Woo! I agree.
So, we're gonna show you guys a video from yesterday's competition of the women. Let's have a watch.
This is exciting. Are you ready for the Women's Airway Challenge competition?
So just to recap for all of you, you are in for a very treat. If you're just joining the live stream, the women's finals are about to go down right here, right now. The men's semi-finals has just gone down. We have our 6 finalists.
And first up, all the way from Japan, Hikari Izumi!
All right, Hikari, this is her second time competing at the Air Whip Challenge. She's got a really nice style. I think she's always able to make it through into the finals because she's very clean, she's very controlled, and she always does some unique transitions. It's just a question of whether or not she can pull enough level of difficulty to make her way onto that podium.
What I really liked about her previous run is that she didn't just stick to a flip-based style, running over to a platform, flipping off here and running over here and doing another flip here. She involved a level of uniqueness that wasn't seen anywhere else, and she involved a bit of parkour style in the jumps as well.
Well, she involved the course in a way that nobody else sort of met it, and I think that's one of the things that judges love to see because they are seeing a lot of people hit the same moves over and over. Even if they're high-level moves, it can become monotonous.
Yes.
And when you see somebody go somewhere or hit something in a way that no one else has, it makes it shine in a totally different way.
Hikari stepping up to the plate. Here we go. Starting off with a strong parkour style. Good
nice.
crane straight into
very
roll.
clean.
Flow, smile
That's
on
a
her
big
face.
gap. We saw a lot of people not make that yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Good one. Nice.
Yes.
Very, very clean and connected so far. You can see she's excited about it.
Tic-tac straight away onto the bar again. Making some momentum for the swing. Lining up the lache and just falls short. Unfortunately, flicking up back to where she needs to be. Scoop into the pimp. Nice landing.
Making that pin flip look so casual.
Tic-tac precision on the back.
All the way back up to the middle platform. It's like she's foregoing her her flow right now. Unfortunately, that's definitely one of her usual strongest points. But
Wow.
very, very clean overall. Just that one little slip up definitely threw her off.
Hikari, great run from her, very unique style, very strong parkour entry, a nice level of flips, a nice level of technicality on the high bars with the tic-tac precision straight away into that lache dismount gainer.
Yeah.
Very impressive run.
Yeah, I love
Here
this.
we are.
Taking that crane and turning it into a really nice roll.
There
Very
we are.
clean tic-tac into there.
Technically very
That
hard.
180 grab. And right into the top out. pushing out into that flyaway.
Nice landing. And
Really high for her too.
this was the only point of the whole run.
Yeah.
This landing on here, she just didn't quite have enough momentum and couldn't save it on that little lip.
She was so
fingertip
close.
away.
I'm sure she felt her nails drag along the particle board.
So close.
And especially
Unlucky
that
to
pin
her.
flip is one of her higher level difficulty moves, and she hits it so well. And I think if she had gone into that lache really nicely, it would have set her up so well for it.
Katie McDonald saying, great start to the women's competition. What are you doing, Katie? Why are you not here competing
Yeah,
yourself?
guys, can we get some people to call out Katie McDonald for not showing up again to the Air Whip Challenge?
What are you doing? Great run from...
Yeah,
great
great way
run
to
from
kick
her.
things off. Really strong showing. We'll see if it's going to be enough to put her through onto that podium.
Solid effort. Really nice hug with Sydney at the end there. Here we go. Sydney coming up next. Strong potential song favourite. Let's see what she's got lined up.
Yeah, Sydney, one of the strongest females in the game right now, not just as an athlete, but literal strength. I mean, we at one point had to tell her she could probably cut back on the weightlifting because she was becoming more powerful than she could actually do anything with, especially with her style, which is really, I think, just about her ability to go into these high-level difficulty moves with a ton of confidence and that aggressive style.
Nice comment from Jessie Peveril in the comment section. Longer than many of the men's runs from Hikari. It's so true. She was on the course for such a long period of time. Here we go, Sydney right now. Power is nothing without control, people. Let's see if she can stomp these high-level tricks. Come on, Sydney. Kicking it off with a gainer. Straight down to the next level.
Nice.
Rolling it through. Into that
Good
palm
palm
flip.
flip.
Flicking it out. Nice connection. Back full.
Sick,
Stomp the
smooth
landing.
pistol full. Getting set here. Oh, really sketchy wall flip there.
Oh,
But a nice rise 5.
And she called it right there and then. Well done. Just wandering off the course. Unsure if she's happy or not. A nice hug from a fellow teammate, Miranda.
It's one of the things about Sydney too is that she's so hard on herself. Really, it's really hard for her to be satisfied with a run. Even one of these where she landed everything, I know that she's been focusing so much on trying to improve her connectivity and her flow.
Yep.
So I'm sure like any little slip ups are gonna make her feel bad. So like right here when she gets set, if she messes up that wall flip, you know, she's bailing right on her face. So I think she took that little extra second and she landed a little bit lower on that rise full than she wanted to, because she's got that move on lockdown. But overall, great run from Sydney. She had a smile for a second, but then you can see her just always the harshest critic on herself. But that's what makes her so talented.
There was a lot of moves in there packed in a short period of time. And I think that's going to play into her favor because she connected them so well. She didn't fill the time with running over to the next obstacle. It was very packed run.
Yeah, and she really just stayed over there on the right side of the course. I know she's not a big fan of bar moves. She told me once that her hands are too small for pretty much all bars. So even these ones here, she just doesn't like to make the mistakes. She doesn't like to risk slipping ups, and she's got so many moves on lock that she really can avoid stuff like that. I wonder if the judges are going to ding her for not heading over to the left side of the course, though.
Okay, Miranda coming up, a very powerful athlete coming from
Sweden. She's got that home court advantage. It seemed to work really well for Kevin and Anton. So we'll see if it works out for Miranda. Definitely seen a lot of improvement in her since last year. She's been getting not only stronger, but definitely smarter as a competitor.
Kicking it off on the very center of the stage. Jumping over to the other level, down. Taking that impact really well.
Smart
Nice.
setup into that worm back.
Clean landing on there. Front flip, nice landing. Setting up for a front five, landed perfectly,
Nice.
straight away into
Double
that pin.
A-twist.
Hands
Hip
down,
flip.
but comes out nicely. Still, the round off back is still going right now.
Yeah.
Oh, inward side, slightly clips her feet, but somehow styles it out.
Wow.
Yo.
Not as smooth as her run last year at the semifinals, but packed in a lot more moves. She's looking really disappointed, but she should be excited.
She should be excited. She really should.
She was not as clean as she was in the semis, but she really brought out a lot more, and she put it together in a much more difficult way.
Yeah, I don't think those slips were as bad as she thought they were at the end. A lot of them were landed correctly, but just a slight hand down, which isn't going to affect your scores too much. There we are, worm back, very technically hard move, landed well, connecting round here.
Super clean on all this stuff, and that double A twist was really nice.
Just here, slightly hands down, but that's not too bad. That's not a big deal.
We've certainly seen way worse landings than that today.
And this is where she clipped her feet here, but she still managed to pull it round and style it out, just about coming through into that round of scoot.
Yeah, and then she does a scoot full out of it, and I think, you know, she put her hands down a couple times, but I
think that she's done well there, you know. I think she really has.
I think she really did a lot better than she thinks. You guys let us know in the comments if you think that she did better than the look she put on her face, because I really feel like that was a strong run. Maybe not a winning run, but definitely has a chance for podium depending on how these other athletes do.
Lilo up next. And as Didi said in the comment, hands down doesn't mean bad landing. And I agree with you, Didi. It doesn't necessarily mean that you haven't landed the move, but it's over to the judges and the execution mark.
That is coming from Didi, a guy who knows how to do groundwork probably better than anyone in the free running game right now.
So true.
So not everyone has the Didi steez to make that look good, but I think that she was able to pull together some really, really good stuff and a very tricky line from Miranda Tibbling.
We got casual Lilu in the jeans from France, maybe setting up with her classic 540 front we're about to see. Last year's third place.
She's looking a lot more serious than she was during the semifinals. Very focused.
One back to kick it off. Nice landing. Coming down into the lower level. Dub cork. Ooh. Slight slip up there, but continuing the momentum.
Casting up in there.
360 dive roll.
Nice.
Clean. Full.
A lot more stumbles than I think Lilu's used to, so I think she's calling it in terms of flow, and she's just going to focus on getting her moves. You can see what a struggle it is for her just to get up to that bar.
Taking her time with this bar work here.
Yeah, she doesn't have to work.
No, she's called it.
No, she's called it.
She's called it.
Yeah,
make some noise for Lilu, everyone.
Yeah, looked like she's got a little bit of a tweak on her ankle. Really wanted to push through, but definitely seems like she's going to be taking it easy. I know talking to her before the comp, she had a little issue with her heel after one of those landings yesterday's semifinals. Seems like she was thinking about something big on the bars, but then was considering where her run was at, what she felt like she had to do, and what that was going to cost her to try and throw it. So I think it's a really smart move for Lilu. You know, she's got a long career ahead of her. She's got so much talent and so much potential.
That worm back was executed perfectly straight away into this double cork, which is a high-level move, and just slipped out there. And maybe that was where she tweaked her heel, and it definitely did affect her for the rest of the line. But still a very nice line. These movements are hard-level movements. And
yeah, that 360 dive right into that waffle. It's it's a lot of twisting, a lot of running back and forth, and look at how much she has to struggle just to make her way up to those bars. They are massive. I mean, they're big enough for Joel to do swings on it, and he's about twice her size. Big up, Lilu.
What a competitor. 2 years in a row here. She'll be back.
Without a doubt. There's a lot more to be coming from this young lady, and I have very high expectations for her. But coming up right now, last year's champion, Elise Bickley out of the UK. I mean, at this point, I think she needs no more introduction. What could we be looking for here, Benj?
I know she had a big move planned on the bars. I don't want to give it away for the viewers at home, but stay tuned because she is a rising star of the sport. She has such high-level movements on lock at such a young age. Just 14 years old, I believe. Coming from England, she trains very hard in a local gym.
And she competes against guys in local comps too, which I think is amazing. You know, she's surpassed a lot of the younger talent, pretty much all the female talent in her area, and now she's she's just competing with whoever can push her to become better. And I think that's really cool. She looks like she's having fun all the time, and then I know she gets really nervous more in interviews than in anything else. You know, I think she's more confident on the stage than she is in front of the camera.
Moving is where she feels most comfortable, I believe. So here we go. Calm yourself, Elise. Kicking it off on the top left-hand side of the stage. Side flip.
Coming into that
nice landing on
tunnel.
Making her way back up to chalk her hands to the bars. Here we go, what we're about to see.
Such a reach for her to get up there.
Oh,
clean
brilliant.
Double fly.
Unbelievable.
Very clean.
Unbelievable.
Stomp that landing out.
Oh,
side
stomp
flip over
that
the
landing.
gap. Doesn't
Back
quite
flip.
land it as clean as she wants, but still makes it over nice.
Still managed to land the momentum.
All right.
Geeing up the crowd. Here
Calling
we go.
off her flow. Focus on something tricky here.
Oh my God, she did it. She
Massive
did it.
double side.
Oh my God.
Such
Oh
a
my
monster
God.
move there.
Oh my God, I
And
can't
onto the
believe what we
platform.
just watched. We just watched.
Look, Toby Seeger on there. He was filming it and he's blown away.
I've just got goosebumps in here. We just watched Elise do 2 double flips in 1 round.
Nuts.
What the hell? That is a nuts level, everyone. What the hell? I'm blown away. She finished that whole complicated line with the double side. Please show some respect in the comments below, because this is some high level parkour movement, free running level right here.
Yeah, and again, it just shows she had so many moves to choose from. I saw her practicing a ton of crazy stuff that didn't even get thrown in this run, and at the end of the day, it seems like she decided to play to exactly what she needed to do, and she did just that. I think the only real slip up that we saw was probably on that that gap flip that she did, where it just it's a big gap, and it's not a massive drop. So she's got to really just clear it, and she just lands low.
She still lands low, but it's okay. That's okay. A little bit of time to reset where she was. Rolling in here, takes herself to breathe. She knows what she's about to try. She knows it's hard for her.
Yeah.
But look at this. She over-rotates. Boom. First side, super clean. Holds the tuck. Landing. Slight roll out on the bum, but that's not a disaster. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so blown away. I'm so happy for her.
So she'll lose a little bit on that execution, and definitely kind of gave out on that flow score. But overall, such a high level of difficulty, and for the most part, really great execution from the young British Elise Bickley. But now we've got the Netherlands' very own Noah Georgina Mann. Absolutely one of the favorites from yesterday's semifinals. So much positive energy coming out of this kid. You saw her in the intro video. She is just like a charged battery, ready to just throw down here. And it's so cool to see such a young athlete with so much style too. It's not just the level of difficulty, but the way she chooses to put those moves together with that confidence and that ease, as if she's been doing this for years.
She's got the baggy trackies on. She brings a level of intensity to the line that not many female athletes manage to bring. So hopefully we can see that from her right now. Just explaining to the cameraman where she's planning her line, calming herself before she goes.
Only 13 years old now, just barely. She's actually, Sydney was saying she realized she's the oldest competitor here. She's twice as old as Noah, but Noah killing it as if she's been in the game for years. Super fast so far, made her way all the way over the course. A-twist, Webster down right into that round off back.
Super nice landing so far. Coming into that cork, landed well.
Very clean
and
out,
very clean, called it right there. A perfect run from Noah. She's got to have hopes for podium from a run like that.
Yeah,
wow.
Especially after all the other athletes had little slip-ups. Noah was really clean. She didn't bring any like newer, higher level difficulty moves, but she nailed that knee front. She nailed her cork. Very powerful run all the way across the course. I think that people love to see that sort of that aggressive speed. It just shows the level of confidence. That pistol back, really nice. Good A-twist.
All these landings are so crisp and so spot on. The execution marks for this has got to be very high. The only thing letting her down is probably the difficulty of some of the moves. We saw Elise throw 2 double flips in one run. So, oh, this is hard. I can't call it. I really don't know where this is going to go. I have to say it's between.
Yeah, I'd say right now my podium is looking like we've got Sydney, Elise, Noah, somewhere in that mix. And it's going to be a question of what things the judges are scoring more strongly, because I think Noah had the cleanest line. I'd say Elise maybe had the highest level of difficulty, and Sydney had probably the most powerful.
Yeah.
So each of them, you know, Sydney's was quite short and compact, but she nailed everything really well. Elise's was really great, super high level of difficulty, but sort of sacrificed her flow then. And Noah's was really tight, but had a little bit lower level of difficulty than the other 2 girls.
It all depends on where those scores pick up and make the most difference. Over to Jessie right now.
Presentation of women free running in the sport right now. Those are your best top 6. Those are some of the best runs I've ever seen. Male, female, it does not matter. Way to go.
So true,
Yes.
Jessie. So true.
So what we also did, we did a youth competition yesterday. And as you all can see, takes a lot of time to do this, so they couldn't be here in the finals today. But yesterday, we had both qualifying and the finals yesterday, and the youth were like so crazy. They are 11 to 15 years old, and we and you gonna watch a video on yesterday.
Right now, you guys are about to watch the youth competition here at the Air Whip Challenge. In third place, Jaden Harris! In second place, Thomas Larson! Our first place, new Whip champion, Stefan Dillinger!
Applaud.
Wow, what a crazy edit. Put your hands together for the editing team of Toby, Giles, and Alec. Those runs were simply filmed yesterday, and an amazing edit already.
How is it? And he was just sitting there and crying and crying. I thought, are you sad? No, no. I'm so happy. And well, I can imagine that if you win the first place of being one of the world's best free runners in your category. So give it up for Stefan. So, yesterday, I can take this in Swedish. Så igår så gjorde vi alltså ungdomstävlingen. Vi gjorde den stora kvalifikationen på 79 personer. Vi gjorde tjejtävlingen som gick då vidare till final. Och för 3 år sedan när vi gjorde den här tävlingen så hade vi bara en tävling. Och vi var stressade då. Idag gör vi alltså 4 tävlingar samtidigt på samma tidsspann och får ändå ihop det. Och det återigen är för att vi har sån fantastisk crew som är villiga till att jobba dag ut och dag in för att få detta möjligt. Så jag tycker vi ger dem en stor varm applåd igen. So at this time now, we are just waiting for the judges. I got the sign. We have 2 minutes before the judges has decided of the finalist for the women part. So the prize ceremony is both men and women together. So we have to wait for that one. It's going to be very exciting. Also, regarding Tikarenki, I've heard he's fine. He's on the way down to the hospital, and he's still looking good. So we still just want to wait and see how everything's going. Jesse, of these 6 athletes you have seen of the women competition, who did you think will go to the top?
I'm not gonna answer that. I am friends with all these people. I don't want them to get mad at me. No, honestly, like I have to say, I am so proud of all of them. It's so much pressure to be up here in front of this crowd. In past years, the women have competed. It's a smaller crowd. It's less of this like huge spectacle. So this is some of the biggest pressure any of these athletes have ever been put under. So to watch them come out here and perform as well as they all did, I honestly am just like, I'm proud for the entire sport, and I'm so thankful, so it's sick.
And I have to just say, I'm so proud that we took the decision to actually just make a women division, to just see the sport grow together, but also so they can take their place in this sport. We need it for the entire sport, and we need it for the entire world. All right. So, we are ready for the finalists for the men's section. So first up...
You ready?
All right, thank you. Från Sverige, från Helsingborg, först som ska upp, Anton Alm!
I have it, yeah. I just didn't know what he was doing.
Okay, Anton's first up for our men's finalists. This guy is an absolute monster on the bars. Be prepared to be blown away with some of this bar work he is about to throw down, because we really aren't sure what we have in store for us.
Yep, it's going to be crazy, whatever it is, though. That is assured here in the finals, the Air Whip Challenge. You're never going home bored.
This is the finals, everyone. Get hyped in the comments. This is happening right here, right now, live from Helsingborg, Sweden. Anton about to throw down.
This is your last chance to predict the winner and still be impressive. Oh, elbow castaway. Such a sick move and so difficult to hit from that position, especially on the bar. Look at that. Nice. He's just putting in so much more energy now.
Oh, kick side flip there. Making his way back
onto the bars, no surprise there.
Where he feels most at home, onto the same bar where he's done most of his work. Oh, turn to waist back, great landing on that final move. Wow, good effort, Anton. Great first run to kick us off, super clean landings.
You can see by his energy level now, he has definitely put everything he had onto the course for that last run. And just the speed and intensity at which he was charging those obstacles, you could tell he's very amped up. I have a feeling he probably didn't think he was making it through into the finals.
I feel like that was a second run that wasn't planned to his fullest potential. But look at this, waist back from the forearms. That is a unique move. He's going to get a lot of creativity for that.
But I think he might get dinged a little bit for that never mind. He looked like he was planning to do something there, or thought he might do something but didn't. But he's got so many moves on the bars. I think when he got confused, he just decided to go right back home where he knows he can hit something no matter what position he is.
That was intentional.
That tap on the front. So he's getting a lot of his rotation from actually hitting his foot. He's not stepping on top of anything, which is pretty nuts.
He might lose a little bit of marks for staying on the same bar for a lot of the time, but this move was so powerful, so high, and the landing so crisp. The power that he generates from those swings is like no one I've seen before, so big up, Anton. You're smashing it, mate.
But I do think with this level of competition, if you want to make it onto that podium, you have to show the variety. Christian, another athlete that has been favoring the bars a lot. I know it's already a comfort zone for him, but then he's also post-injury, so I think maybe he was saving the rest of his body for this finals round. I mean, he was last year's podium finisher in 3rd place, and he definitely has the ability to put together a winning run, without a doubt.
Without a doubt, he has some very high-level movements. We saw the dismount gain a quarter regab in front of the big 20-foot drop. He absolutely nailed that. And not forgetting the cast monkey gainer to open his run last time. So really expecting something big from Christian right now. It's all down to this second run planning. If he's got it all nailed out and all prepped like he had his first one. Just drying his shoes to start his run.
All right, Christian with a smile on his face, looking confident and comfortable. Feeling those tunes.
Making sure it's the right moment for him to kick off his run. He's got something planned.
Seasoned pro. You don't go until the beat drops.
Monkey gainer, perfect landing, rolled out straight away into that palm
straight
flip.
over the top. Then coming through. Whoa!
Losing 180, chalking up before hitting the. Oh,
nice.
lovely.
Doing that toe on gainer. So good.
Oh,
nice caster 360 back handspring down. Very clean.
Oh, wow. What a clean and concise run. You can tell he's happy with that. What a showing from Christian. Yet again, 2 years in a row. An absolute phenomenal, clean, beastie run from him.
Yeah, very concise. Not a ton of moves, but he really packed in a lot of ground. So he went from the top to the bottom, left to right. You know, I think that's good in the judges' eyes. He did a lot of different things. And, of course, starting it off with a dirty move, just so clean. And I love to see when somebody can take something like that can be so sketchy and make it look so precise and controlled.
This here is a very unique move we haven't seen in the whole competition so far. Oh, it's great execution on every single one of these moves.
And that's one of those moves where if you release early, if you release late, you're screwed. There's no way to save it. You got to be spot on. And we saw his comfort zone in the bars really shine there. And then he made sure to put down enough other stuff to really show that variety. And it's smart. He really played it this whole competition really smart. Semifinals, sticking to what he's good at, what he knows he can do. In the finals, bringing exactly the kind of run you need to get on that podium.
What a pro. Luca up next. First time in the finals of the air whip competition. I wonder if he has a second run plan, because this is essential at this stage in the game that you have to have a concise, high-level second run.
Yeah, and he's already pulled that massive flyaway precision onto the high bar. Can't really pull it off again, I think, with the same impact.
I agree.
Hitting it in yesterday's qualies and today in semis showed he had that control, showed he had that precision and confidence, but now he's in a place where he really has to bring something new to the table if he wants to push forward.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. He'll slightly eyeing up the course.
I do love this moment. The last seconds before an athlete goes are always so telling. You can definitely see who's in their element, who's feeling comfortable and confident, and who is shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
So young, new competitor Luca Booth, or from Germany, is definitely talented. We'll see if he has what it takes to put together a winning run.
Shaking up his legs, make sure they're firing before he gets going. Frankfurt represent.
Webster right down to a nice little flow into the little quarter pipe section there.
Oh,
nice,
I
really
like
creative
that.
underbar onto that precision.
Oh, a nice tap.
Palm
to the
side. Coming back onto these bars. Nice re-grab.
Lachey straight to that pop side. Coming off.
And I think that's it
And that's
for Luca.
He's exiting out there. Nice, cool, clean run from him. He should be really proud with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough for him to make that podium with what we're probably going to be seeing here from the next couple athletes and what we've seen already from Christian and some of the other guys. So I think that there's definitely some room for improvement on this line, but overall he did what he set out to do, and that's really important. And I think a lot of times when athletes are coming new into a competition, it's easy to want to go for the hardest things you can and really try to step it up. But I think he played it really smart. He landed all of his moves, and that means that if any of these other athletes slip up moving forward, then that puts him in a great position to end up on the podium.
It puts him in a really great position. It puts him in a very strong position because some of the athletes that are following up now have got some high-level moves that they have planned, and if they don't land them, he's right there with a perfect run, ready and waiting for the podium. Right now, I do think Christian, the previous run, would top that that performance, but who knows? It's over to the judges right now.
All right.
Well done, Luca, mate. Well done.
Now, one of our favorites from the semifinals, Sweden's own Kevin Fransson. I remember meeting Kevin actually in the airport on the way to Santorini. I was there with Marcus Gustafsson, and we had no idea who he was, but they all recognized us immediately, and there's a whole family of little Swedes running off to the event. And I had no idea who they were, how dope they were, and I remember we just asked them to watch our bags for a second, and they almost ended up missing the flight because we were getting snacks. But super cool about the whole thing, and then when I ran into them here at the event in Wipp, it's been a strong friendship ever since. This kid is definitely one to watch, and regardless of what happens here, he has a bright future ahead of him.
Without a doubt, come through the Swedish level. He's got competitions, seems like he can deal with them so well. A strong favorite in the crowd, a strong favorite in the live stream. I really enjoyed the intensity of his first run. Everything was linked and connected so super clean. I wonder if he's got that second run plan, but I'm sure, being the Swede that he is, he definitely has something in the locker for us. Come on, mate. You got this. The crowd geeing him on, giving him that extra support. Getting that extra bit of chalk. It's essential that your hands aren't slippery for when you're working on these bar moves at such a high level of pace and intensity. It really makes that difference.
And then he wipes it all off in his hair. Ooh, getting gritty.
Come on, Kev. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know if you guys are pumped up at home, but here in the commentators booth, we are. It is so turned up in here. And if you guys can't hear that audience out there, it is a packed house in Helsingborg Arena, and they are cheering for their boy.
They are pumping. Come on, Kevin. Let's go. Straight away onto the bar, kick side, nice landing. Straight away back with that classic Kevin flow. Oh, linked well.
Very nice so far. Making his way back up to the top. Nice setup for that cork.
His connectivity is so good so far.
Webster, double
five.
A twist, a little stumble, but he's able to keep it going.
Hop frisbee, wall flip, and then setting up for Randy. Not landed, not landed. Oh, that's gutting. He had to go for it.
Pull around the 2.5. Wow, but still getting a lot of love for the audience. He had a great run overall. Really, it's always hard when it's you save your big move for the end. You don't know where you're going to be at when you get there, and you just got to send it. But it's always the thing that stays in your mind is that last landing. So it's really hard for the judges to not mark you down for your execution hard when it's the last thing you see. But all of this linked together so well. He had really great course strategy and put himself in a good place. Covered a ton of the course, too.
He did, yeah, he really did.
And linked it all together. There's no jogging here. There's no stopping and starting. He's really in a good position the whole time.
He knows where he is exactly everywhere on the course. A slight stumble there, and maybe that got to his psychic before this frisbee, and he made sure he got that extra space for this Randy coming up. No, it's not landed clean enough to pull it. Unfortunately for him. I wonder if it'll be enough for podium, for a podium, but
yeah. But this is what we were talking about, you know, with these athletes, you know, like Luca coming through here and maybe not having the highest level of difficulty, but stomping all of his moves, you know, you can put yourself in a really strong position. All right, Edward Scott.
So before he was talking about some high-level movements that he's going to throw down in the final, I wonder if he's going to change that. Now that he's seen a lot of people making mistakes on their high-level movements, if he's going to play it safe or if he's going to go all out for that first place. I know he's got it in his locker to stomp the trick that he's planned, but only he knows what he's got planned right now, so about to find out.
Without a doubt, he's got it in him to take this competition right now, and that podium is still wide open. So it's just a matter of, with somebody like Ed Scott, who's hitting such difficult precision movements, there's so much room for error. You know, it just exponentially more difficult to stick those back to back to back to back, especially after having just done it in the semis, just done it in the qualies, over and over and over. It only takes one to put you out of contention, but if anybody can do it, it's Ed Scott.
It's Ed Scott. Calming himself before he goes. This is his routine. This is what makes him special. Starting off with a nice court. Precision, down. Here we go. Souk full. Landed perfectly. Landed absolutely perfectly into that.
Literally lost the feed for a second. It went so hype. Guys, Souk full right there. Absolutely nailed it.
God.
Toe on front.
Yes, Ed, he's absolutely smashed it.
That is
my goodness.
A winning run if I have ever seen one.
Oh my goodness.
Talk
Ed.
about stepping up to the challenge right there. I have no doubt that our comments are about to be blown up for Ed Scott, and it is well deserved because he brought it to that run. Did not lower his level at all. He went all out for that.
All out for that Souk fall. I wondered if he was going to just pull a normal Souk, but oh, he landed it so well. I can't believe it. Here we go.
Just the moment set up and then.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. He turned to the
so
crowd.
Good. And then we literally lost the feed for a moment because I think this room started shaking so hard. And then that toe on front, really difficult move, and he hits it so clean. And then finishes with this nice combo right in the double full.
The audacity to finish that with a round off 7. What the hell, Ed? You have brung your A game right here to Helsingborg, Sweden, Air Whip Challenge. And without a doubt, that is a podium run right there. Show some. Can we get some fire emojis in the comments, please?
I want to see at
least
600 to 700 fire emojis right now.
At the very minimum. At the very minimum.
The bare minimum of acceptable audience participation is got to be at least 1,000 fire emojis for this guy. Look at that. Even his quirks, he's adding that air form, putting that double leg out. Not just vaulting down into position for this move, he side flips down to get himself set for this.
Oh my God, I'm so impressed with that run. There's so much variety in there. There's spins, there's flips, there's rotations. He's using the bars. That was a solid, well-planned out run, and he seems like such an experienced, seasoned competitor for how long he's actually been doing it. Charles Long up next, qualified in first place from the semis. Super clean landings. What has he got for us?
Okay,
this is all down to the wire.
Comes down to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is tense. The very last run of the Air Whip Challenge 2018 is all down to this young man, Charles's hands. Can he do enough?
I mean, if anybody can, this kid has a ton of skills. His twists are on point. He can hit those trips. He totally has it in him to take this from Ed Scott, but it's going to take a lot. I'm going to go so far as to say it's going to take everything he's got
It's gonna take
if
everything.
he wants to beat that run, because it was so gorgeous.
Here we
I
go.
love the chill vibes on the tunes, though.
Chill, it's chill.
All right, nice precision into that side. Really low drop flip. Drew connecting some nice stuff. Oh, making
Nice
us think he
connectivity
fell
out
out of that 5, but he really turned it into one of those infinity rolls. Look at how low he is going on these tricks.
Front
Very
5.
clean, just no problem hitting those.
Oh,
It's so casual on his doubles.
He's making you've got to understand how hard it is to land all these hard movements. He's making it look too easy. This is the problem. This is why he's getting such high scores. He's flying around that course at such a level of competence, landing all these moves so well. Will it be enough? Will it be enough?
But I love how he did not just the super sets, like with a ton of power, he actually did a lot of purposely really low moves, which is not easy. And I love how he took that double A twist and turned it into that infinity roll.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. And like, look how low he goes on that step up palm. Like, he literally put his hands as high as his foot.
That's so strange. Two double 540 fronts in that, so maybe finishing with a perfectly stomped double cork.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. Please let us know in the comments who you think is going to take the podium,
Yeah.
because it's really up in the air right now. I've got a star by Ed Scott's name, I've got a star by Charles's name, and I've got a star by Christian's name, and that's all I can say, really.
I'd say my podium is looking a lot like that as well. And, you know, for anybody saying Charles did the same move twice, think of how many people you saw do a vault twice or a side flip twice in their run. You know, you aren't thinking about the fact that he did 2 double A twists, and that was the easier moves in his run. You know, he's pulling himself through with some really unique setups, some crazy combinations, and I think he's going to score really high. Definitely looking at a podium, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to push Ed Scott out. I really think he had the winning run of the night. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below, though. I'm really curious how it's looking from your audience standpoint. Obviously, Benji and I have the best seat in the house in here. We have enjoyed watching this comp go down. I mean, what were some of your favorite moments of the whole night?
Oh, it's got, for me right now, it's got to be Ed's Souk full where he just stomped that landing. I was up off my seat, along with everyone else here.
Yeah, I think it was one of those moments where, like, you've got such a tiny setup for it. He hit this side flip into it, and you know he's going to do something big, but nobody is hitting that. I've never seen this drop in competition like that.
Hello, ich bin Luca, and I'm from Germany.
Actually, I'm Ethan Guzman, aka Nonstop Parkour on YouTube. I'm from Ohio, USA.
Are you feeling confident?
First time in Sweden, first time at Wipp.
My name is Valtteri Erdo Elias Luomaaho, and I come from Finland. I'm excited for today.
Like that?
Spot on, mate. Go on.
My name's Tobias, I'm from the Netherlands, 16 years old, big audience, never did it before like this, so we'll see it.
See what?
Hello everyone.
Hello everyone.
Hello 大家好，我来自成都。哦，等一下。Hello everybody, I'm Henry.
You go girl.
Alright Kevin mate, how's it going?
I'm feeling great. It's gonna be sick.
Representing Wipp, my name is Anton.
By the way, I'm representing Wipp.
My name's Jordan, I'm from the UK, Newcastle. My first time pretty much just came for the after party. Managed to qualify, so just seeing what happens as it goes.
Dzień dobry, Christian Kowalewski. Do widzenia. I'm from Poland.
Hello, Jesper Stenberg, representing Wipp here. I can't say my last name in English, it's really weird. Starting in 5 minutes, of course, is super scary.
Morning. Are you my love?
How's it going? What's your name?
Right. I'm in Sweden. No, I got it. I'm here. I am representing Storm Freerun. My name is Ed Scott. Well, I just thought I'd turn up and have a go, innit? That's what we do, innit?
Hey, my name is Kira and I'm from Russia. Hey people, I'm Charles Leon from Switzerland. I'm representing Team Iris from Switzerland. It's gonna be crazy.
Representing!
Alicia Beach. What's your name?
Yo, I'm Kevin.
Hi everyone, my name is Alexander Zderenko. I'm from Ukraine.
Yo, my name is DK, coming from Greece, I'm 23 years old.
Hi, I'm Fausto Vigari and I'm from Italy and representing Nax.
Joel Eggyman, in the house. How's your meal, man?
So this is a salad bar in the store, and you can just pick what you like, and I chose a lot of avocados.
All the final athletes, please come up on the stage. Ge en stor varm applåd för alla atleter.
We're gonna have all you guys come on up here. Nice long line.
All right, there you have it. All of your finalists from this year's Air Whip Challenge. And what a group they are, representing so many countries all around the world. And one thing that brings them together, as always, is a love for movement, a passion for getting out there, that adventure. And I'm so excited to see which one of them is going to come out on top this year.
So we're just about to announce the winners, the top three between the female and the male athletes. It all comes down to this.
Styles of dancing. I do ballet, I do street dance, hip hop.
Yeah, she does a lot. Are you happy with your run?
Yeah, I had fun, and that's the most important part.
After this event, I'm gonna have eine große Bier, bitte.
Ja, aber deutsches Bier. Also sonst geht es nicht.
Okay. Marcus, can I have you for 1 second over here? Så detta är alltså Marcus Gustafsson, min kollega, min bästa vän och domare och arrangör för detta eventet. Marcus, du kan ta micken här. Vad tycker du om eventet? Känslor? Hur känns det?
Ja, det känns väldigt bra. Jag är väldigt tacksam att så mycket människor är här idag och supportar en sport som inte var så här stor för 10 år sedan när du och jag började. Det är ganska så sjukt att kunna se att vi har Helsingborgs stad bakom oss som stöttar oss. 2 personer med en passion. Och ja, och såklart alla andra sponsorer som också gör det. Men det är liksom, de har varit med som början. Så att, nej, stort tack och tack så jättemycket för att ni är här.
Anand, please come here.
What?
Some of people would recognize you. Last host. How are your feelings? What do you think about the competition? And also having both finalists and, I mean, both women and men at the same time here. What do you think?
I mean, a show like this has been such a roller coasters, grand highs, like dramatic lows and just everything in between, and it's just been such a great experience. And I've been in the sport for 10 years, and still every time I show up to one of these, I'm always so impressed by the level, and especially of the women in the community as well. They are outstanding. They really are such a great part of this community, and they really are showing the world how positive this whole experience really can be for everyone.
Giles.
And an animal, ladies and gentlemen.
Giles, come.
Giles.
So this is one of my very good friends, Giles. He makes badass videos and has this Motors project. Giles, you know, you've been here in the Aero Challenge, I think 3 or 4 times now. Maybe 5. Yeah, I'm telling you, you have to come here every year. What are your thoughts, your feelings, and yeah, just go along.
Thank you. I didn't know what you were doing there. I realized I think I get my year's quota of goosebumps within like 2 hours. The amount of times I'm like standing up there and someone who just totally surprises me, and it's weird, you don't really realize, and then suddenly you're like, whoa, and like you get this overwhelming kind of goosebumpy, like, I don't know, it's insane. The level it's just so unbelievable nowadays, and it's so surprising.
Thank you, Giles. Sydney, come over here. Giles, next year you're going to be public speaker. So, Sydney, concrete you eat for breakfast. Yes. How is your feelings and everything? Take this phone. Yes.
I'm just really glad that I got to come out to Sweden and throw down, and I'm really glad that it's over. I was stressing hardcore because of the level of this competition, but Yeah, we did it!
How important is that we had the women now in the finals and that we are pushing the sport for you?
Yeah, it's been really great to be part of the women's division. Whipp last year was the first competition ever to have its own really big women's division. Sorry. And this year it was really cool to hear that we were getting equal pay for our efforts and that there were 16 women that showed up and threw down.
Thank you, Sydney. Thank you. High five.
All right, Philip. I just want to take a minute to say thank you from the community to you guys. This competition is right now the pinnacle of free running. As a free runner that's been here and stood up there and looked out before my run, I get chills, like literally have chills right now just looking out at this crowd. So I just want to say, let's all say thank you at the same time to these guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and it looks like the judges' votes are in. They have tallied those results. It is not an easy position to be in. There's so many different factors that they're looking at. Each one of those categories can push an athlete just above or below, can fall any which way, so I'm not envious of them by any means.
Bra jobbat, Kevin. Bra jobbat. Jesper Stenberg, jag har ju varit lite elak mot dig och sagt nej men alltså du ska sitta här och hjälpa oss med det tekniska. Han bara, Filip, jag ska kvala. Nej men skit i det, så hjälp oss nu. Och så kommer han in i finalen. Hur känns det nu, Stenberg, att sätta mig på plats?
Nej, men jag har varit med 3 gånger i kvalet och skitskönt att gå vidare för första gången. Så jättekul.
Bra jobbat, Stenberg. Underbart. Ellis Bickley. How's your feet?
Tired.
You're tired? How was the double side?
I should have landed it. That's it.
Did you enjoy your run?
Yeah, kind of.
Kinda?
Yeah, I wish I landed the last trick, but oh well.
Ellis Bickley, you're a badass. All right. Vi har nu finalisterna. Vi har prischeckarna klara. We have everything done. And I'm just waiting for the checks, please.
All right. One of the most important parts about winning a competition,
Right.
oversized checks.
Get paid.
All the difference.
It really is going to show a lot about the judging.
The golden ticket to the Red Bull Art of Motion is not just given to the men's division, it will be given to the highest scored run. So if that was a woman or a male, it was equal. So that is, I love that. Thank you for telling me that. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are those giant checks? All right, Philip's got the checks. We're gonna start with the ladies. Coming in 3rd place, Elise Bickley!
Wow, I'm not surprised she made it on the podium. I think that bail on the double side is probably what put her into 3rd place, but overall, amazing showing from such a young talent. She absolutely crushed it, and I have no doubts we have a lot more to see coming from her in the future.
This isn't the end of Elise's parkour free running
right.
competition career. What a showing she had.
In 2nd place, she's only 13, Noah!
All right. Again, those young athletes showing up and taking care of that podium, putting it down, just showing what the next generation of young female athletes has to bring to the sport. And I think it's because of all of these events like this that are bringing together amazing competitions, giving women a platform to show that they can really excel in this sport. I think it's so cool that that golden ticket from Red Bull is going to the highest scoring athlete, because that really could be anyone.
And your winner
Here it
of
is.
the Women's Air Whip Challenge from the USA, Sydney Olsen!
Sydney! All right, Sydney showing that experience, playing it smart, and coming through with a big win here at the Air Whip Challenge. It's not a huge surprise. I think she had one of the cleanest runs out of anybody there with a high level of difficulty. And again, she just goes to show that, you know, as much as these young athletes are bringing sick new skill levels, it really does pay to work hard, to dedicate your time, your effort, and your energy, and it can all pay off on top of that podium.
And land those tricks and you will get up onto that podium. Congratulations to all 3 females. You threw down so super hard. Congratulations to Sydney, this year's winner. so proud of every single one of them up there.
I was a little premature.
I think they're getting excited because there will be some champagne showers coming up. But here is our scoreboard for the event. Look how close those were. Noah only 4 points behind Sydney, 306 to 302. Now, there was a big drop with Elise Bickley, probably because she had a bail where the other 2 ladies stayed on their feet the whole time. But man, such a great showing, and especially from the young Noah Georgina man, bringing that skill set and also that positive vibes, man. Just bringing that love and energy to a great run.
No surprises in the top 3 there. By far the hardest level of movement thrown down by those 3 ladies there. And it's just Noah and Elise are at such a young age are throwing such high level movements. We have really a bright future for female competition.
Feels amazing.
You're very happy?
Yeah, I feel like a princess.
You are. Elise,
Hi.
you're happy.
Yeah, very.
Noah, you went here, you were very nervous. You're like, oh, I'm so nervous. And now you're in 2nd place of the winner division. How does that feel?
I don't know, I'm just so happy.
So there you have it from your top 3 finalists of the women's division of the 2018 Air Whip Challenge. Congratulations to all of them. Let us know what you think. What was your favorite moment from the women's division? Let us, these comments coming through. I know you guys have a lot of feelings about who should be winning there, but yeah, definitely you got to take into account what's being judged here. Execution is one of the highest judged categories here, and there is a lot of things going into each one of these. But now we are moving on to the men's division.
Yeah, are there checks?
This is so tense. I don't even know where this is going to go. I have not a clue.
Here we go. Are you guys ready to hear the names?
I'm so ready.
In 3rd place, Charles Long!
All right. Definitely saw a spot for him on the podium. Super clean run. 2 AA twists and that ultimately most casual double cork I may have ever seen in my entire life. Great run from this kid.
Super clean, beastie machine. It definitely pays to have all those hard level movements stomped on lock when you want. 3rd place for him. Congratulations, Charles. You deserve it, definitely.
Yeah, and he's somebody that we started to see showing up to these competitions. He was here last year. He definitely deserved a spot back, and I'm so glad to see him come through onto the podium here.
All right.
Who's it
I
going to
had
be
a good
second
feeling
place?
about this one. In 2nd place, Ed Scott!
Oh, wow, Ed Scott coming in 2nd place. That's Souk full. First time ever in competition. Tell me in the comments if you guys have ever seen somebody throw that in competition before. That was unreal. Such a powerful line. Just so much energy coming out of this young UK talent.
Unbelievable Souk full there. It's such a flawless run. I'm only surprised he didn't take the top spot.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely my favorite to take that 1st place spot. It would not have surprised me if he or Charles had showed up there in the top position, but no surprise to see him on the podium. Very clean runs from both those gentlemen.
Are you guys ready for the 1st place winner of the evening? Is my team ready over here? Here we go. With the highest score of the evening, winning the golden ticket to this year's Red Bull Art of Motion and taking first place at the Air Whip Challenge, Christian Kowaleski!
Yeah.
The champagne shower.
Champagne shower for Christian. There you have it. Coming out of Poland, 347 points for Christian Kowaleski, coming back from a massive injury in the last year. He has had to push through, rehabbing his body, building himself up. But we said this from the beginning. This guy is a veteran competitor. He knows how to put together a good line. He played it smart in the semifinals. He stayed off his knees. He was able to protect his body and throw down for that finals run, hitting all the boxes that the judges want to see.
It was such a great run. The level of difficulty was so high and the execution perfect. He really did deserve that spot right there. Here we are, the final results.
And there you see it, 347 points for our Polish winner, Christian Kowaleski. Right behind him, Ed Scott out of Great Britain with 328 points. Kevin Fransson from Sweden coming in there with 284 points. I think that they're actually, Charles Long was in third place there. They just bumped his actual position down. That's a little typo, but he actually did come in third. Kevin Fransson in fourth with 284. Anton Elm in fifth with 281.
Wow, what an event. I can't believe the amount of level and the difficulty of some of the moves being thrown down. Without a doubt, the best parkour competition of 2018. Flipping hell, I'm so blown away. How did that go?
I just think we talk about this sport elevating to a new level. We claim that events like Air Whip bring out the best in athletes, and I think it's not until you see a moment like this with these young athletes coming here and blowing everybody's mind, but experienced veteran athletes still being able to show what that experience can do for you. They did an amazing job putting together some really incredible runs, both the young and the old, and that's what I love to see. It's that sort of culmination of everything this sport has been through and everywhere it's going in the future.
Completely agree. The level of talent that keeps rising year in, year out is just something that we can't ignore, and the way that the sport's progressing is one of the most exciting times to be involved in parkour competition.
And I've sat in this commentator's booth at the biggest events around the world, and I always find myself in this position after they announce the winner, just sitting back with myself and just saying, how can it get any better than this? How can it go any bigger than it's already gone? And then somehow every year I show up and I'm just blown away. And it's not just that people are doing more twists or things with more precision or more height, which they are absolutely doing, but it's the creative ways that people are finding to innovate in this sport. As we are just inundated with more and more social media, more stuff coming out all the time, people connecting, more jams, more events. I think it's just pushing people to find new and exciting ways to use their body, to use their environment, to explore the world in a brand new way.
That's what, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about our sport. There is no right or wrong way that you can tackle a course. You can move your body in every way that you can, every way you want. There is no right or wrong decision. You can use any part at any time, and it really is an interesting time for parkour. This is us on the screen right here.
Yeah,
hey, what's going on, everyone?
How good we looked in this commentator's booth. Here's just a brief example. We wore our tuxedos yesterday, took it a little more casual today.
A little casual today,
but
don't worry about it.
That's okay, because we're saving it for the after party tonight. Many thanks to Air Whip for putting this event together and bringing us here once again to witness what is undoubtedly one of the pinnacles, not just of our sport, but of human movement in general. And I know it sounds almost cliche to say, but I look at events like this as opportunities for us to really see what people are capable of. You know, there's these Instagrams, humans are amazing or whatever, and you see all these clips popping up, but then to see it live in front of your face, it is a whole different experience.
Completely agree. I'm so pleased that I'm so pleased that I'm here just to experience it all and take it all in, and the level of talent on the field was just, on the course, was just ridiculous. And
yeah, we're really kind of hashtag blessed, if you will, to be in this position, because we not only get to passively watch as an audience member, but you know, we're forced to engage each one of these runs, and you know, as we're commentating, as we're talking this out here with all of you guys watching at home, then it gives us a real chance to dissect what is going on in these athletes' heads and minds and to their bodies. And it really makes you realize how much is going into each one of these things, how different each one of these athletes are, where their backgrounds are from, where their history is, what their experience level is, the years of training and discipline, whether in other sports or in just this for a lot of the younger athletes. And it really puts into perspective how much this sport of ours really brings together people in a really unique way.
Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree. And it is one of those things. It's not easy to go and express yourself and move in front of a packed out audience. It's not. It doesn't come naturally to a lot of people. You're fine training and trying those hard moves in the comfort of your own gym or the comfort of your home spots. But when it comes down to throwing it down 4 or 5 of your complete hardest moves in one single line in front of a packed out audience, that takes something special, and that you really have to put your hands together for each podium, each one of them. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go right now and see if I can wrangle our 2 winners to get an interview with them real quick. Bench, can you hold down the studio for me?
I'll hold down the fort with the blessed live streamers. We still got 1,000 view online. I'll keep reading your comments. #blessed in here. A lot of surprises there. I was personally surprised that on the mistakes of DK in the qualifying, the semi-finals. I thought he would come through into the finals. That was a shock for me. If I'm honest, I thought I would give first place to Ed Scott. Obviously, I'm not a judging panel. This is just my opinion, but I really think his movement was slightly more. It had more variety. He used the bars in a different way. He's front flipping the Suka full. It landed perfectly. I just really enjoyed that run. Taking nothing away from Christian, completely smashed out his run. I was giving him a very close second place, but the judges put him in first, and fair enough. He did an absolute concrete job of nailing every single one of his tricks. So impressed. Here we go. Here's the leaderboard again. Here's the female leaderboard. Sydney Olsen, 306. Wow, that's super close between her and Noah. So close. Yo, what's going on? Everyone in the comments, say how you enjoyed the Air Whip challenge. Let me know your feelings. Let me know your thoughts. Big up for each and every one of you that have tuned in to the live stream. We know your view counts, your shares count. It's just so cool to see the parkour community supporting each other. All the comments were read by me and Frosty in the booth. Frosty is now on his way to interview, hopefully, the ladies winner and the men's winner. What do I think about the female results? It's a shame that Elise slipped on the double side at the end, because if she stomped that, it would have been.
All right, and I am here with the women's division champion of the 2018 Air Whip Challenge, Sydney Olsen, out of the U.S. Now, obviously, you're a veteran competitor. You've been here before. What was going through your head as you're listening to them call out the finals and the podium?
Honestly, I wasn't really expecting to come in first. I mean, I planned my run accordingly of how you're supposed to compete, and as it happened, I noticed who they had called up, and I was like, oh, did I get first? All right. I was really excited. It feels amazing.
Well, you did an incredible job. You know, we were talking before the event about how you just realized last year you were twice as old as Elise. This year you're twice as old as Noah. How does it feel to be the old lady on the course?
I mean, it's kind of cool. I'm just really happy that I can be there for the girls in the next generation, and it's really cool to see them step up their game so much every year, and it just makes me really look forward to the future of female freeriding.
Well, without a doubt, I mean, I think you're in a position that's crazy where you can actually say, like, you can see the influence you're having on these young athletes, on these young women coming together. I mean, I think a few years ago, there's no way you'd be seeing 12 and 13-year-old athletes able to compete at this level. What do you see for the future of this sport?
It's absolutely crazy. I honestly have no idea where it's going at this point. I just see it getting bigger and bigger and better, and it's just so cool, and I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Well, one of the really cool things on the live stream is I'm able to see the commentary coming through from everybody watching at home. And I know it was not just ladies who were impressed by you. There was guys and girls alike, very inspired. Is there anything you want to say to the fans at home?
thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it.
All right, well, you already smell like champagne, so I know you're ready for the after party. Give me a hug, Sydney. Amazing job. Really well done. There you have it, your 2018 Air Whip Challenge Female Champion. Well deserved. All right, I'm going to bring up Christian Koleski now, this year's champion. Christian, you want to make your way up here? All right. Christian, incredible run. I know that you've been building up. Obviously, you did an amazing job last year. It brought you here again. I know you suffered an injury in between. How's your body feeling?
No, it's all right. It was really important one for me. After the injury I had, it was like 1.5 years that I was suffering of it. And now it's almost recovered. So, yeah, I didn't expect it at all.
How do you plan or train for a competition like this when you already know that you're not at 100%?
Actually, I didn't train that much. It was maybe at 3 sessions. Yeah, maybe 3 sessions in like 3 weeks or something like that.
I noticed you really stuck to the bars pretty much exclusively for your semifinals and then really opened it up at the end for the finals. Was that part of your strategy?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I just wanted to do my run, just wanted to have fun on the course. It worked.
Yeah, obviously it worked because you came home with this big old golden cup. I know that you're doing some really amazing stuff back home. I've been watching some hilarious videos. Is there anything you're working on back in Poland?
Not really, just want to make my body healthy, like all of the things. That's all I want.
Is there anything you'd say to all the kids back at home? Because I know you got a lot of fans in the live stream that were sending you a lot of love.
Have fun, stay safe, and be creative, guys.
Amazing. Well, there you have it from this year's 2018 Air Whip Challenge winner, Christian Koleski, out of Poland. Absolutely smashing on the course, an experienced veteran showing us how it's done. From all of us here in Helsingborg, Sweden, thank you so much for joining us. I cannot wait to see what this competition leads to in the upcoming years. If this is any sign of where this sport is going, it's through the roof. I'm Frosty Fresh here in Sweden, signing off the Air Whip Challenge. Thank you guys so much for being here. We'll see you next year.
Signing out myself, Benj Cave from the live stream. Thank you very much for each and every one of you watching the live stream. Big up every single one of you. The show isn't over. We're about to head to the after party. Who's still online? What's going on, everyone? What's going on? So congratulations, Christian. You really did an absolutely tremendous job, mate. So fully well done, fully deserved that result. So congratulations. What's going on, everyone, in the comments? Let's spark up a new chat. What did you think of the competition? I must say you got to go follow Air Whip because they are killing the game, slaying everything. They're Jangalan. They're doing everything right. Such OG beasts. Sean Wood, what's going on, mate? Can you every Tuesday? Benj, when are the vlogs coming out? So we've got a video on, I may as well tell everyone, we've got a video on Monday. It's going to be a Roof Culture Asia BTS. Sasha's at home editing it right now. Videos every Monday. We don't sleep on that, everyone. Store Army reporting in the comment section. Hello to you all. I've been doing this for, I started yesterday for the first time, and then today has been intense. This is my first Air Whip Challenge. Behind this screen that you are viewing me on is a window out to the arena. So I didn't actually get to witness it live. I witnessed it through this screen, but it was still enough. It was still enough to full on get goosebumps. There wasn't a best trick this year, was there? Did they do that or did I miss it? I don't think there was. Should we give out best trick in the comments? Who should we give best trick to, everyone? Who should we... Okay, I've just been told via voice in my ear that I can sign off whenever I want. Who wants me to stay? Who wants me to stay? Should I go or should I stay? Should I go or should I stay? Okay, I've had a really good time, everyone. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you for the support in the comments. Store Army smashing it each and every day. Peace out. Air Whip Challenge. Go follow Air Whip on every single flipping platform. Trust me, it's worth it. Those guys are unbelievable. They've held another flawless event. You can't do it more professional than these guys right here. So big up to them. I can't say enough good words about it. So lots of people saying stay, but I think I'm going to go. I've been doing this for...
Hey,
what's
we got
up?
a party to go to.
Oh shit, let's
Come
go.
on. We'll see you guys next year at Air Whip Challenge.
See you in a bit.